It's the biggest rivalry in Acadiana. St. Thomas More and the Teurlings Catholic Rebels. St. Thomas More featuring one of the top offenses in the state. Can Teurlings slow them down? Game time coming up on YurView. Welcome to Lafayette, Louisiana, Cougar Stadium. It's the 5-1 St. Thomas More Cougars taking on their rivals from across the city, the Teurlings Catholic Rebels, who are 3-3. Both teams off to a 1-0 start in district play. Hello everyone, I'm Jeff Palermo along with Jason DeQuare. Thanks for starting your football weekend with us. Jason, we love rivalry games, and this is one of the top rivalries in the state of Louisiana. We did this game last year, and St. Thomas More ended up winning by 3 points. Hopefully tonight's game is just as close.
Yeah, this is Lafayette's version of the Holy War, and whenever these two line up, the records go out the window. You're right, St. Thomas More got the best of them last year. Teurlings is going to have that on their mind, but for these two teams, St. Thomas More averaging nearly 60 points a game, high-flying offense. The Teurlings is going to have to limit them somewhat tonight.
Let's take a look at the Division II power ratings heading into Week 7 of the high school football season. U-High, of course, the clear #1 team right now in Division II, but St. Thomas More definitely the biggest challenger to the Cubs.
No, that's right. And you know what? If there is a team in this division that has the offensive capacity to hang with U-High, it is St. Thomas More. But then you see right there, Teurlings Catholic right there not far behind them.
Let's take a look at our key players and one of the top quarterbacks in the area, Caleb Holstein for St. Thomas More. This kid's a junior. Already Power 5 schools are taking a look at him.
Yeah, and he can flat sling it. You can see he has the size, he has the ability, the arm strength, and he can really move the ball around. Going to be trying to get it to a lot of his playmakers tonight and just keep that offense in rhythm, averaging 60 points a game.
Teurlings Catholic will need to get its run game going. How about the LSU commit, Thomas Perry? This guy has lit it up during the camp circuit.
And he has all the tools, and not often are we featuring an offensive lineman, so it tells you how capable and talented this offensive lineman is. And of course, he'll be trying to make sure that he opens some hole for Trosclair in the backfield to keep that running game going and also slow down the clock a little bit for Teurlings.
It's a perfect night for football in South Louisiana. Teurlings, St. Thomas More, kickoff coming up. This is game time on YurView.
Game Time on YurView is brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance, ready to serve you with auto, homeowners, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people. West Feliciana Parish. The best place for you to live and work in South Louisiana is West Feliciana Parish. Check out wfparish.org. ITI Technical College, your key to a better life. And by Peak Performance. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone stronger, faster, better.
I think that people want to be in West Feliciana because it's truly one of the unique parts of Louisiana. That if you live in West Feliciana, you can have it all. You can have a great lifestyle, a government that works for you and is open and transparent. You can have wonderful neighbors. You can have a great school. You can live in an environment that's free of fear from crime. We're less than 20 minutes from the Baton Rouge Airport, 30 minutes from the state capitol. What we have in West Feliciana is a place where you really can have it all.
When I get back to Baton Rouge, I get in my blues mobile and I drive right on down to Partner's Barbecue. And you know what I do? I get me some ribs, all tender too. Some baked beans, some potato salad, some smoked sausage. You got to come on down to Partner's Barbecue, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
One word. Game comes down to one word tonight. Physical. Physical. Who's the more physical team? We done went toe-to-toe with the best 3 weeks in a row. If we ain't physical now, we'll never be. All right? Understand that every play is won and lost by who's more physical. Who's more physical at the line of scrimmage, in the secondary, in the backfield, every position. Every position, we have to win every play by being more physical. They're going to come out and try to push you around. They think they can push you around. You know how much respect they got for you? I think you know. You know better than me. You've heard it all week. You see the signs, you hear it constantly. They're talking about one thing, guys. They don't think you're physical. They don't think you can do what they can do. It's up to you. Prove them right, prove them wrong. Only two things can happen. That's the only two things that's about to happen. Y'all understand?
Yes, sir.
Y'all with me?
Yes, sir.
Let's pray. And the Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
St. Thomas More Cougars. One of the best entrances in high school football. The St. Thomas More Cougars coming in with their fans right behind them, cheering them on. The Cougars 5-1 on the season, looking to get back to the state championship game. They won it in 2016. Let's take a look at our keys to victory for this one. First of all, for Teurlings Catholic, led by second-year head coach Dane Chaponche.
Well, they want to win first downs. That means offensively and defense. Keep the chains moving, short yardage, but also limiting St. Thomas More on first downs. And then get after the QB with four guys. They got to put some pressure on Holstein in order to have a chance, and they need explosive plays on offense. One of those skilled players have to show up. And then for St. Thomas More, they need to win the turnover battle, always important in close contest, limit penalties, and they have to rally to the football.
Warrior classmates. God our Father, you have created us to strive for the best and to pursue excellence. Tonight, as a family of Catholic schools, we turn to you and ask for your guidance, your protection, and a share in your fellowship. We ask that you bless these athletes, our coaches and performers. Grant each the strength to pursue excellence. Protect the players of these teams. Keep them free from injury and harm. Fill them with strength and courage as they give their best to us. We pray for ourselves too. Give us your peace, so we may see the victory that our Lord Jesus Christ, your Son, has won for us, who lives and reigns forever and ever. Amen. St. Thomas More, pray for us. Father Teurlings, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
It's now time for our national anthem here at Cougar Stadium. These two fan bases, the student sections, they are ready for this one. This is the game everyone that is associated with these two schools, they circle this one once the schedules come out for the upcoming season. For more on the rivalry, let's bring in the third member of our broadcast crew, Smacker Miles. Smacker, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing really well. The energy down here is contagious. People have been tailgating for several hours. We saw the dance team do a joint dance that's supporting breast cancer. They all had the pink ribbons in their hair, and you'll see lots of pink throughout the stadium tonight, but it's also a really, really important game. We talked to both coaches a little earlier about this rivalry, and here's what they had to say.
You know, I never was a part of it as a player, so it's relatively new to me, but it's kind of grown every year, I think. And, you know, it's a natural rivalry, two big Catholic schools in the same town, and I think it's everything that it should be. You know, the kids know each other, the coaches know each other, so there's a lot of familiarity, and both teams usually are pretty successful, so I think it makes for a great matchup.
It's huge, you know. It's a rivalry game, and we're playing a very good Teurlings team who's been through a very rough schedule. So they're ready for tough games like this. I hope our kids are too.
Coach Charpentier said he thinks this is the most talented 4A district in the entire state. So this should be a really exciting game tonight. Jeff?
There's a look at Dane Charpentier in his second season, following in his father's footsteps, Sonny Charpentier, who is now the athletic director at Teurlings. But Sonny was the head coach here for 22 seasons. Dane, this is his second season, and he is 10-6 at Teurlings. Dane graduated from Teurlings Catholic in 2002. Only played one season of football his senior year. He was primarily a basketball and track athlete. And then on the other side, it's a Hall of Fame coach with more than 400 victories. As a high school head football coach, Jim Hightower, who has won over 300 games at STM. He's been here at St. Thomas More for 32 seasons. Started as a head coach in 1975. And right now on the field, they're actually honoring the first ever coach at St. Thomas More, Jake Byler, who is right there, just kind of in the corner of your screen there. But Jim Hightower, a class act, finally won that state championship in 2016. Last year, St. Thomas More ended up losing in the semifinals to De La Salle, who ended up losing to U High in the state championship game. Teurlings Catholic won the toss. They deferred. So we'll see this high-powered St. Thomas More offense first. And this Cougars offense through 6 games, Jason, averaging 60. That's right, 60 points a game. Last week they put 71 on Westgate.
And they can flat out light it up. I mean, Holstein is in rhythm. He's throwing the ball real well. And Teurlings is going to have to figure out a way to limit them somewhat tonight to have a chance.
This will be returned from the 3-yard line for the Cougars. And on the return for St. Thomas More was William Cryer, their starting running back. Good job by the coverage unit for Teurlings. And STM will start inside their own 20. And there is Caleb Holstein, a junior who already has offers from Louisiana Tech, Southern Miss, Cincinnati, LSU, and Georgia also interested in him. 6'5", 215 pounds. His 1,854 yards on the season. That's the third highest total in the LHSAA. And they'll run it with Cryer, and Cryer bounces off a tackler, stays on his feet, and it's going to take a bunch of rubble. I think he lost the ball there. There is now a pile for it. Do we have an early turnover? And Teurlings has got it. That ball's got out of there. It changed hands probably a couple times, and then a Rebels player falls on it, and a huge early turnover in this football game.
Well, they're trying to sort some of this out here. Now, Cryer looked like he was having a pretty good run, and then there was a scrum down there. The question is, did a whistle blow or something of that nature and blow the play dead before the ball came loose? And no.
Jess Mulligan, our white hat tonight, rules it's Teurlings football, and how about that? That's a way you slow down an offense averaging 60 points a game.
Yeah, and look, St. Thomas More wanted to limit the turnovers. That's the one thing they knew that could get them beat, and you can see here how powerful Cryer is. Low center of gravity, just fighting and fighting. But in there, when you get stood up, that's when the ball comes loose. And I think it was when Cryer was trying to stiff arm right here. Watch him try to stiff arm one of the guys. And as he was trying to stiff arm a tackler off of him, that's when the ball popped loose.
Garrett Russo stripped the football away. Sammy LeBlanc is the quarterback. And now we have a flag before the first snap offensively for Teurlings.
We have a dead ball snap infraction here.
So the penalty goes against the Rebels, and when you're going up against a team averaging 60 points a game, you get a turnover around the 30-yard line, you better make sure you get 6 points out of it.
Yeah, you better cash in, and you're taking away one of their possessions in the game, which is even more critical.
LeBlanc barking out the signals. Landon Trosclair is the running back. Play action fake. They want to set up the screen. Now they go deep, and the pass just a little bit too far for Trosclair, who gets hit at the end of the play by the outstanding cornerback, C.J. Hill. Let's give you the numbers on Sammy LeBlanc. He's a junior, too. He's thrown for nearly 1,200 yards. Not much of a runner. The big thing that's hurt him, interceptions. He's got 9 of them. He threw 3 interceptions in the first half last week. Swinging out to Trosclair. Trosclair got hammered at the 32-yard line. Big time hit on the far side of the field. Josh Stevenson, who is the younger brother of former LSU baseball great Andrew Stevenson, on the tackle. There's Thomas Perry, the LSU commitment, and this is a big offensive line for Teurlings, averaging 268 pounds across. Michael Hentz, Christian Mouton, Caleb Winnington, those are the top wide receivers. 3rd and long for LeBlanc, who's under pressure. Dumps it off, and Trosclair gets hit. C.J. Hill on another tackle. That was actually Michael Heinz on the catch. And not much happening there for Teurlings. It brings up 4th down.
You can see here LeBlanc scrambles a little bit, and they flip it out to Heinz. And just a good tackle, open field tackle by Hill. And obviously Teurlings here is lined up as if they're going to go for it.
They almost have to, too far for a field goal, so 4th down and 7 for LeBlanc. Christian Mouton, one guy you got to keep an eye on. He's all the way at the top of your screen. He's one of their better playmakers in situations like this. LeBlanc looking too high for his intended receiver. Hill on the coverage, and Teurlings unable to cash in as the pass was intended for Caleb Winnington.
Yeah, and this is one where LeBlanc just has to settle down and make the throw. Tried to hit him on a quick hitch route, and he actually had Whittington, but the ball just sailed on him a little bit, and it was incomplete. And the missed opportunity, as you mentioned earlier, Jeff, on a critical turnover at the beginning of the game.
So the Cougars will take over at the 26-yard line now. Will Caleb Holstein. This is an STM offense averaging 501 yards a game. Holstein spins it, and they are just so dangerous, so many different weapons. Dion Senegal, he's a transfer from Karen Krill. That's his 27th catch of the season. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for STM. 24 rushing touchdowns, 23 passing touchdowns. They got a good offensive line, too. 5 seniors there. Landon Burton, probably the best out of that group. Run right up the middle. Cryer running hard again. And again, it takes several Rebel players to bring him down.
But this time I can promise you, Cryer kept 2 hands on the ball, didn't want to turn it over.
Teurlings defense allowing 22 points a game and only allowing 86 passing yards a game. That will be tested tonight. R.J. Tripp, one of the better players on that defense, an incredible motor, 22 tackles. He's got a sack and an interception on the season. Holstein got rid of it quickly. And a pickup of just a few yards. That's Grant Arsenault. And there is a flag on the play. We'll see what that's all about.
There may have been an early hold and just one of those little quick screen type throws out there. Try to get your guy in space, but may have been a hold there.
We have a holding, 86. Be 1st down.
Holding on Jonathan Thibodeau.
From the spot of the foul.
There's Luke Howard. The junior tight end, 6'3", 305 pounds. Power 5 schools are taking a look at him. So now it's first down and 20, back at the 36-yard line. And Cryer, a little razzle-dazzle here. Look at this. They throw it to Grant Arsenault. Arsenault down the sidelines and then walked out of bounds, and he was tackled. A lot happening there. Peyton Lejeune made the stop, but a big play for STM.
Well, it looked like he was also hit out of bounds. And, we may be able to pick this up, but reversed, then a pass. As you mentioned, a lot going on in the backfield. Kind of slow developing and almost tripped up in the backfield where it had been down. But watch towards the end of this. This is why you saw some of the fans going.
Run by Cryer. Dalen Cambry was the one who threw that football. He's the backup quarterback for St. Thomas More, and that's his 3rd completion of the season. And if there wasn't a Caleb Holstein, Dalen Cambry would be a really good starting quarterback for this team. Second down and about 3. Pass is complete to Deion Senegal, and Senegal has it up for the first down to the 21-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, Holstein looked sharp at the opening of this game, and that ball comes out very quick. It's a quick release, and you know, if he's getting that ball off that quickly, it's going to be hard for Teurlings to get pressure on him.
If you watched our game last year, Holstein made his first high school start against Teurlings, leading the Rebels, or the Cougars, to a victory over the Rebels. Pass to the end zone, too far for the receiver, Dalen Cambry, and that'll be 2nd and 10. 22 touchdowns to just 3 interceptions for Holstein, who has a strong arm, accurate passer. His father is Scott Holstein. You may remember him. He was a punter for LSU in the early 1990s.
And it was this game last year where Holstein was inserted into the starting lineup.
2nd down and 10 at the 22. Holstein looks one way, looks the other. And on the grab and getting up to about the 20. Did that ball come out again?
Did. I think he was down. Ball clearly came out there, but I think the receiver was down, and they've marked him down.
Grant Arsenault on the catch. Arsenault is not easy to see out there. He's only 5'8", 160 pounds. But he's a terrific player. Really good player in the slot. Jim Hightower calls him a technician there. It's 3rd down. Holstein's got a man open. Breaks a tackle. First down for the Cougars inside the 10-yard line. Had a chance there. It was 3rd and 8. But Holstein delivers a strike to Michael Patin. That's his 6th catch of the season.
Well, again, on your replay, look how crisp and how clean this ball comes out for Holstein, and just accurate. Good throw in there to Patin, fighting for the first down.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line, and what do we have here? Well, cameraman was not a little bit too close to the action there. George Faust with KLFY gets hit with the 5-yard penalty. Not our guy, that's KLFY. Rolling out. Holstein.
Wow.
Did he get inside? Yep, touchdown. Touchdown Cougars. And that is Grant Arsenault, his 12th touchdown catch of the year.
Well, when St. Thomas More is clicking like that, it's almost impossible to defend. It's a little rollout, a quick out route, and watch this. As soon as Arsenault could get out of his break, the ball is there. I'm really impressed with the zip and the accuracy that Holstein has established already in this game, and that's impossible to defend.
Arsenault had 4 touchdown grabs earlier this season against Catholic High. Had 12 catches total in that game. That's STM's lone loss on the year. Cougars had a big lead over the Catholic Bears, but Catholic High came back to win the game, 53-42. And the extra point is good by Trevor Robertson, who leads the LHSAA in points. That's now 52 points, and he's now 49 of 49 on extra points. Caleb Holstein on fire early on. STM leads it. This is game time.
Tonight's Game Time keys to the game are brought to you by West Feliciana Parish, where you really can have it all. The best place for you to live and work in South Louisiana is West Feliciana Parish. Check out wfparish.org.
Welcome to Monogram Express, a unique embroidery boutique specializing in personalized and one-of-a-kind gift ideas. Gifts for babies, children, ladies, and even men, we have you covered. Equipped with state-of-the-art embroidery machines, along with an experienced client-focused staff serving you 6 days a week. Check out the area's largest selection of letters, designs, and thread colors. We're your one-stop embroidery shop, handling personal, corporate, team, and school logos, and you're welcome to bring in your own items. Conveniently located at 2109 Veterans. Monogram Express makes your ordinary gifts extraordinary.
Tonight's Game Time starting lineups are brought to you by Peak Performance. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone. Stronger, faster, better. Choose Peak.
Bit of a methodical drive there for STM as they find the end zone for the first time tonight in this rivalry game against Teurlings Grand Arsenal. His 13th touchdown catch of the season, or 12th touchdown catch, I should say, and 23rd touchdown pass for Holstein. As it took 9 plays, 74 yards, and it's brought to you by Panda's Barbecue. So Teurlings will get the football back. They'll have, unless there's a huge return here, they'll have much worse field position than they did to start the game. And that does get into the end zone for the automatic touchback. Teurlings could not take advantage of that early turnover. Now they start from their own 20. Don't miss any of the action. Go to YurView.com/football and sign up for the Game Time newsletter to get the previous week's highlight stories and recruiting news, along with a preview of the upcoming week's matchups delivered straight to your inbox. That's YurView.com/football. 1st and 10 for Teurlings Catholic at the 20-yard line. Sammy LeBlanc will have to play just as good as Holstein for the Rebels to win this game. Trosclair looking for some running room, nothing happening. And St. Thomas More's defense has been really good early on in this football game. Trey Clark on the tackle there. There's the defense, James Seagrass. He is a all-state player from Florida, the son of Rory Seagrass, who is the defensive line coach at UL. Burke Matthews, Trey Clark, Bryce Bouillon, Gregory Montook, the one returning starter. He was the second leading tackler last season. This year he is the leading tackler. 2nd and long, LeBlanc over the middle, nice grab, and it's close to the first down marker. That's Christian Mouton. That's who I was telling you about earlier. They need a big game out of this young man. He injured his ankle, ankle sprain and stress fracture in week 1. Finally came back last week. And there he gets a big first down grab, his 9th reception of the season. Runs straight ahead. Here's Trosclair. And Trosclair's got another first down for the Rebels. Trosclair averaging nearly 5 yards a carry. And he's also good at catching passes out of the backfield. He's got 21 grabs on the season.
Well, here's Teurlings showing you they're picking up the pace a little bit. 2 very good consecutive plays. One the slant, and then the nice running play you just saw there by Trosclair.
Looks like movement, though, on the Rebels' line. Now, that's what hurt them on their opening drive after the turnover. They had a 5-yard penalty, and they get another one here.
False start from 76.
Well, that's the LSU commitment, Thomas Perry. And Jason, when you're 6'6", 325 pounds, any little movement.
They're going to pick it up. They're going to see it. You're not going to hide. Maybe in college when they're all that size, but not on this level.
They give it to Trosclair again, finding some running room right up the middle here. Greg Montook on the tackle. He gets 6 yards there, does Trosclair. He's got good speed, 4.55. One of the leaders and the most consistent player on this one-back offense. The Rebels, 3 returning starters from last season. They are averaging 170 yards a game on the ground, and they love screen passes. And here's one that Trosclair has got blockers in front of him, and that's another first down. Montook another tackle, but there is another flag. It's a 12-yard pass play. We'll see what the penalty is about. And it's going back, as Rebels are now hit with their third penalty of the night.
Good ball. Holding. Offense. Second.
Well, and that's two big penalties on this series. And, you know, just as Teurlings was showing some rhythm here
Holding
on offense.
Here. Second down.
Just as Teurlings was showing some rhythm on offense, they've had to go back in this drive twice after picking up some big gains.
So it'll be second down and 11. Rebels some early mistakes in this contest. At the 40-yard line, pass is complete. Getting hammered right away was Caleb Winnington. Coming up and making a hit, C.J. Hill. He had a very good first series, and he's a really good player. C.J. Hill had an interception when STM won the 2016 state championship. Injuries last year limited his playing time, but he's healthy this season and making an impact.
LeBlanc showing his arm strength, throwing a deep out there, not for a lot of yardage, but here's a big third down and 6. Don't want to give the ball back to this hot STM offense.
Entering the game, Teurlings converting 46% of their third downs, and that pass just a little bit behind the receiver, Charlie Spence. And the Rebels will have to punt the football away.
Yeah, this ball was thrown a little bit behind, but I see what LeBlanc was looking at. The safety was coming quickly, and I think he was afraid, if you watch how quickly the safety comes into your screen, afraid of that ball getting picked off. So he was trying to throw it to that outside shoulder, as you can see right there, and just off on the rhythm a little bit, but probably trying to save from that ball getting picked off.
Punting for the Rebels, Ian Judice. Low snap, and he can't do anything with it. He kicks it like a soccer player. And it's at the 45-yard line. Now there is a flag, and Judice is hobbled. But when the ball hits the ground, Jason, I think the punter's free game.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, the question is, and not only did the ball hit the ground, the ball was on the ground when he kicked it. It's one thing if the punter's holding the ball in his hands.
Well, I think it's an illegal kick or an illegal touch or something like that.
Go.
Well,
illegal kicking here. Klein. He kicked it off the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't kick it.
You can't kick it off the ground. That's right.
But, you know, you can actually drop kick it, but that wasn't a drop kick.
No.
So that ball just fell on the ground, and he tried to kick it forward.
Did you see the video of Odell Beckham last night?
I don't want to go there.
Did you see it, though?
I did.
Spun the ball on the ground and then kicked like a 40-yard field goal.
Yeah. He's talented. He's just got to control some other things, Jeff. That's why,
mentally, I don't know where he's at.
Yeah. Walking off early and everything else, but he's talented, and he played soccer.
At the 46-yard line, Holstein got plenty of time. Going downfield and incomplete as his receiver was stumbling, Dalen Cambry. But you can't give Holstein that much time. They really haven't touched him yet.
Well, he's getting the ball out so fast. These are 1, 2, 3 step drops, and then the ball is gone. It's not giving the defensive line a whole lot of time to get to him. But I'll tell you what, that incompletion is a big incompletion because now it's going to be second and long, and they had been having positive production on first down.
I think there's a penalty here. Wow, illegal substitution or illegal man downfield, excuse me.
Covered up. All right.
So we've already seen a lot of flags in this one. So now STM works first and 15. He almost.
I must give him, I'd almost take this. I'm thinking like you, Jeff. I don't want to give him more downs. 5 yards to this offense isn't much.
Well, a different running back gets out there now and getting upended on that carry was Cindy Linden. And he got about 3 yards or so. And so it's second down and 13. But if you're Teurlings, as you take a look at Garrett Russo, he's a really good linebacker, over 30 tackles on the season, 4 tackles for a loss. This is where you want STM. You got to come up with the stand. 2nd and 13. Now they bring the pressure on Holstein, and Holstein is sacked. Big defensive play there for the Rebels. Russo loses his helmet on the play. He'll have to come off the field. That's a loss of 8.
Well, good series on defense. Credit the defensive backs here because Holston could not go to his initial reads because of good coverage there. And then it gives time for this defensive line to get some penetration, swarm Holstein, and bring him down. So this has been a great stance in series defensively for Teurlings.
They got one more play, though. 3rd down and 21. So Holstein fires one, incomplete off the hands. Dalen Cambry was running down the seam. Peyton Lejeune was in the area defensively, and they do force the punt. That's a minor victory for this Rebels defense.
And he had Cambry here. I mean, the ball got just a little high on him, sailed on him, but you can see if this is an accurate throw, Cambry's going to catch that ball, and it's going to be a first down because defensive back was not in great coverage to make a play.
It's week 7 of the season. This is only the 9th punt for Trevor Robertson. He's averaging 37 yards a punt, and he gets his leg into this one. Fair catch by Trosclair inside the 20. Great punt there by Trevor Robertson, who will certainly be kicking somewhere, whether it's an FCS school or a group of 5 school, one of those two areas. He's certainly good enough to kick on the next level.
And he's not built like a punter. He looks like a linebacker right there, but he's got a big-time leg, and you saw it there.
So 3:26 to go in this first quarter. Rebels just down by 7.
Well, here's where they've got to get some offense. They've got to move the chains. They're keeping this game here right within striking distance.
They go back on the ground with Trosclair, a little patient there on that run, but not much running room on the right side, maybe a yard or 2. That's about it.
What I think Teurlings is going to have to do, and it may not be as comfortable for them, but they're going to have to throw the ball on first down. I don't think just handing it off to Trosclair on first down is going to cut it. I think they're going to have to try to loosen them up or kind of catch them off guard by throwing it more.
Peyton Wilson, the man credited with the tackle. Oh, now some tricks here for the Rebels. Throwing it downfield, it's Whittington. It was a duck out there, and there's going to be pass interference, I think. That was not a pretty looking pass there by Caleb Whittington.
Well, and this is just a terrible mistake by St. Thomas More if it is pass interference, because this ball should have been intercepted, if anything, but I guess they're going to call that a pull down or a pass interference and just didn't even need to commit that foul. He had 3 St. Thomas More guys right there almost able to make a play, and just not a good foul there. But it bails this Teurlings offense out.
All right, so that'd be a first down.
Half a dozen penalties in this first quarter. We got less than 3 minutes to go. Dominic Zephyrin, a sophomore, commits the pass interference. Lejeune quickly delivers that one, and tough catch over the middle. Tough opportunity anyways to grab that pass.
That was a good-looking ball there by LeBlanc. He can also put some zip on it, as you can see. And really, that slant route has been there open for them right behind the linebackers. In the last series, they were able to connect on that.
Noah Fontenot, the intended receiver. And it's a 2nd and 10. 4 wideouts here for the Rebels.
Going out there, Jacob said, don't like run into the apple. It's like 14-20. What do you?
8 seconds on the play clock for LeBlanc. LeBlanc sets up, throws, tight coverage there on the far sidelines. Would have been a tough pass to complete. And Zephyrin was right there with the intended receiver, Christian Mouton, and it's now 3rd and 10 for Teurlings.
Well, here's a down where Teurlings has got to be careful with the football. Again, on your own territory. You know St. Thomas More is going to be pinning their ears back and coming after you.
Rebels 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions tonight. 5 wide receivers in this package. St. Thomas More's defense coming into this game only allowing opponents to convert on third down 33% of the time. LeBlanc, he's got time, a wheel route here, and it's incomplete. Hits the back of the Cougars defender, as Seth Amos was the intended receiver, and covering him tightly for the Cougars was Bo Monclough.
Yeah, and this time LeBlanc tried to force one in there, and he kind of looked like he had LeBlanc out there in the flats and probably should have released it to him and seeing if he could have picked it up. But this wasn't going to fit that ball in there. There was no separation. Good defense there by St. Thomas More.
Last time we saw Ian Judy's, he was limping off the field, but he's okay as he's back out there to punt, handles the snap, and it's a great punt. And it does not take a Teurlings bounce, though. I thought that thing was going to bounce and roll, and it lays dead at the 31-yard line. A 33-yard punt for Judy's. STM's offense heads back out on the field.
It never bounces that way in your opponent's stadium. You know?
I tell you, this turf is soft.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of the nicer field turfs that we have seen. This is a great stadium. Both of these schools feature great stadiums and great atmospheres for high school football, and it's a pleasure to be here.
And they pack it in for this game.
7,000 is how many this place can hold, and they probably got close to that for tonight's game. Pass complete there to Senegal.
You can see there.
Yeah, there's not many empty seats.
No, and they got people along the rails and everything else. This is a great atmosphere, great environment.
2nd and 4. Quick swing pass, and here come the Cougars. First down, up to the 47-yard line. That was Arsenault again. And he was covered up by Bradley Boudreaux, who's good in run defense and pass coverage, is number 52 for the Rebels.
Well, and I know Teurlings, it's only a one-possession game, but at some point I do believe these corners and some of the secondary are going to have to tighten up on their coverage on some of these wide receivers. They're giving them a lot of space, and Holstein is going to take that and kind of pick you apart all night unless you tighten up the coverage. Here it is again.
And this is Luke Howard running down the field. Luke Howard, tough to bring down at 6'3", 205 pounds. And another Cougars first down, and there's that late hit penalty you were looking for earlier. That's a 29-yard pass play.
Well, this time just busted coverage, not accounting for the tight end coming out of the backfield. That's Luke Howard, and if you hear the name Howard out here, you're thinking probably Jamie Howard. That is a nephew of Jamie Howard playing tight end, and just nobody within 10 yards of him and getting down the field. Big, strong player there, and trying to look here for the infraction. That's close. I mean, he had him wrapped up and bottled up inside the field to play. It's kind of one of those that's in the gray area for me.
A dead ball, personal foul.
The one on the last series looked more blatant than that. That one's kind of close.
I think the difference with that one, Jason, the whistle was blowing well before he was brought down to the ground.
Bring up 1st and 10 for the Cougars at the 12-yard
So
line.
STM has entered the West Feliciana Parish red zone again. Ball at the 12-yard line, 1st and 10. Cougars up 7-0. This is their 4th possession, and they've so far only scored on one drive. Cryer, who fumbled earlier in the game, gets to about the 7.
On the carry.
Good job by that STM offensive line. Really blowing the Teurlings defense back there. A versatile offensive line. 5 seniors averaging 215 pounds across the starting 5 there. 2nd and goal, some movement, but Teurlings does not jump off sides. Just over a minute to go in the opening quarter. Cryer standing behind Holstein. Cryer gets another carry, and he's into the end zone.
Yeah. Well, Teurlings Catholic shows you St. Thomas More shows you they can go fast and they can air it out, but when they got down here into the red zone, they also showed you they can play a little bit of power game, kind of in that pistol eye formation there with Cryer, and when he carries the ball, it's typically right into the trenches and off tackle, and just some good trap blocks there, and nobody touches Cryer on the way into the end zone. Good design, good play call there. as you can see it again here, just good pulling right behind that guard, pulling, walks into the end zone.
The double team block there by Nicholas Wolf and William Blanchet, that was impressive on one Teurlings defender, and that opened up a nice little hole there for Cryer, his 10th rushing touchdown of the season, and it's now 14-0 after Trevor Robertson adds the extra point. Take a look at it again. Watch the middle of the line. Well, you can't see it from the field view here, but Cryer, and he's another small guy out there. We already told you about Grant Arsenault, who's 5'8". William Cryer is 5'7". So they got two small guys there that really lead this offense between Cryer and Arsenault.
Yeah, when they get off the bus, their skill players are not going to be like overly impressive in terms of size. But I tell you what, they know how to play within the offense, and they're very good at playing their assignment and their role and being where they're supposed to be, and very talented after they either touch the ball, catch the ball, and getting yards after the catch.
Jim Hightower, his teams have made the playoffs 31 straight years. That will continue for some time, especially under the non-select select format. They beat Parkview Baptist in the state championship game 54-29 after losing to Parkview in the 2015 state title game by 3 points. And many believe they are on a collision course to face the U-High Cubs in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in December. This will be returned from the 1-yard line. And this is Trosclair. Trosclair up to midfield and into Cougars territory. Great return, just what Teurlings Catholic needed. Landon Trosclair showing off the 4.55 speed.
Well, just a middle wedge return, and it opened up right up the middle. You normally see returners going to the outside, but you see that middle wedge right there, and I mean, they just opened it up. Obviously, St. Thomas More not in the right kickoff coverage to defend that middle wedge, and this will be great field position here for Teurlings Catholic. You can see right there, just right up the gut, and 3 or 4 guys for Teurlings just looking for somebody to hit as Trosclair continues to move the ball up the field.
Flag down on this first down play, and not much of a running or ground game there for Ethan Trahan.
Trahan on the carry.
And another flag, too.
Flag on the play.
A lot of penalties in this first quarter.
Six men on line of scrimmage here. It's decline. Hey.
So the penalty decline.
Leader shift on the Rebels.
As they didn't have enough men on the line of scrimmage. So after no gain on the run by Trahan, the senior running back, they decide to decline the penalty, does STM. At the 47-yard line. LeBlanc with the check with me on the sidelines. When LeBlanc has some good timing and he's in rhythm, this is a very good Teurlings offense. Play action fake, and the pass is complete. And not a bad job there. Dane Turner, his 9th catch of the season. Close to the first down marker, but he's about 3 or 4 yards short. Make it about 3 yards shy at the 40-yard line.
And when you begin to establish the run with Trosclair, then some of the play action begins to open up, and LeBlanc taking advantage of that, finding his tight end Turner in the...
3rd down and 3 here for Teurlings. They're 0 for 3 on 3rd down attempts tonight. Handoff, good hard run, and that's a first down by Ethan Trahan inside the 30 to the 25-yard line before a couple Cougars bring him down. He's been a big surprise this season. Change of pace running back compared to Trosclair, and he gets 15 big yards there to move the change to the 25.
Well, just when you think 3rd and 3 and Trosclair's not in there, then here comes Trahan with the tough running, able to get outside and pick up a very needed first down there for Teurlings.
That should be our final play of the first quarter as the last few seconds tick off the clock in this rivalry game. 2015 was the last time Teurlings Catholic defeated St. Thomas More. They're looking to pull off the upset here tonight, but the Rebels trail 14-0 against the 5th-ranked team in Class 4A, the St. Thomas More Cougars. More coming up. This is Game Time on YurView.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, and we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
Come enjoy a great location just minutes away from the hustle and bustle of the city at Suma Lake Apartments. Experience luxurious living with all appliances included, granite countertops, and walk-in closets. Relax in a peaceful environment by the pool or enjoy fishing in a 9-acre lake. Kids are sure to enjoy the playground and basketball court. Located in Livingston Parish in a great school district. Call today, 225-686-1111.
Back here at Cougar Stadium in Lafayette, St. Thomas More leading Teurlings 14-0. Jeff Palermo, Jason Acquare, Smacker Miles down on the sidelines. The Rebels are driving. They have a first down here at the St. Thomas More 25, and a big hit from the outside. That's Gregory Matuk, the Southeastern Louisiana commitment, and that was a huge hit. Again, the only returning starter. He's the cousin of Mikey Matuk, former St. Thomas More quarterback and LSU baseball star, and now plays for the Detroit Tigers in Major League Baseball.
Well, and Matuk showing you why he's the leading tackler. When he comes up and he hits you clean and you're going down.
Gain of a yard there. Trahan still in the game. LeBlanc going to the end zone. Off the hands of his receiver, Caleb Winnington. It was there, and those are the type of plays you have to make when you're playing the 5th-ranked team in 4A.
Well, this one's on Whittington. LeBlanc threw a great ball, and for whatever reason, I think Whittington kind of misjudged it. He slows up on his route there, and LeBlanc fires this thing to the back of the end zone. You got to run through that football, and that is a perfectly thrown football and a missed opportunity there for Teurlings.
3rd down and 8. LeBlanc, the long look at the sidelines. There's only 5 seconds on the play clock here, and the Rebels will have to use a timeout.
Timeout, Rebels.
It's a smart timeout there by Teurlings. Want to make sure that they get something dialed up. 3rd and 9, that they can ensure that they try to get a first down here. They need to get a touchdown. Try to keep this thing at least a 1-score game with this talented and explosive St. Thomas More offense.
St. Thomas More, led by the legendary head coach Jim Hightower. There's only one coach that has more wins than him in the state of Louisiana. That's J.T. Curtis, but Jim Hightower, who won his 400th game last year, is going strong at 4-12 this year. Red Franklin, the longtime head coach at Haynesville. Don Shows, the late head coach of the West Monroe Rebels, won 345 games. And Louis Cook moving up the list as well, another active coach at Notre Dame. 350 victories there for Louis.
Yeah, Chapanche's got a little ways to go to catch these guys, but he's a young coach, and he'll be around for a while.
Third down and 8. Probably 4-down territory again after the Rebels used the timeout. LeBlanc zips one towards the end zone, another drop pass. Oh man, LeBlanc can't throw those passes any better. Christian Mouton couldn't hang on to it.
Well, that's really their best receiver out there in Mouton. Talking to Chapanche before the game, he said he thinks he's about 90%, but still, if you were 75%, you gotta be able to pull that one down. It hits you square in the hands. Now that's 2 on this series that should have been caught for touchdowns. Beautifully thrown balls by LeBlanc.
Rebels 0 for 1 on 4th down tonight. The fans on the near side making a lot of noise are the Cougars. LeBlanc will try it again, and too far that time for his intended receiver. Michael Heinz. That one was on LeBlanc, but man, 3 shots at the end zone and they couldn't get it done.
Well, the window here for Heinz was much smaller. This was a more difficult pass, and had he threaded the needle there, it would have been more of a pro-type throw, but still had an opportunity, as you mentioned, Jeff, even in a smaller window to connect again for the 3rd time. But really, against a team like St. Thomas More, you've got to be able to convert on some of those previous throws that were clearly should have been caught.
So St. Thomas More's offense takes the field again, up by 2 touchdowns early in the 2nd quarter. Holstein has thrown one to Grant Arsenault, and Cryer is a rushing touchdown. Cryer bouncing off a tackler on the screen play and gets up to the 31-yard line. A hard-fought 7-yard pass play there for the Cougars. Cryer, that's his 5th catch of the season.
Well, this guy Cryer is just a great athlete. He also plays baseball. And I tell you what, the first piece of contact usually doesn't bring him down. You got to come with a lot of hats to tackle it.
2nd and 4, 1st down again for the Cougars. More missed tackles for the Rebels, up to midfield. And Rebels, do they think they have the football? The Rebels think they do, but I don't think the referees think they do. Michael Patine again on the catch.
Yeah, I think he was down.
16 yards.
But again, Chapanche talked about Teurlings being physical. Right now on offense, St. Thomas More is the one that is playing more physical and running through some of these arm tackles at Teurlings.
At the 47, pressure now here on Holstein, who completes the pass on the near sideline. Deion Senegal, a gain of 8 as he rolled away from the pressure. And Holstein just in great rhythm right now.
Good look at Senegal. Right here you can see just sort of the reverse pivot and roll out, and then fires it over there to Deion Senegal. Good job using his hands to catch that football.
Senegal, an all-district player last year for the Karen Crow Golden Bears. There is a whistle here. Doesn't look like there's a timeout. Looks like the referees just want to talk about something. Maybe they want to measure it. No, I think they're going to say it's enough for a 1st down. How about that?
Well, Teurlings either needs to bring some pressure. They need to do something here because you do not want St. Thomas More to go up by 3 scores on you. So got to figure out a way to just dig in here and try to force sort of a 3 and out.
And a handoff here, that goes to Linden. And he gets about 3.
A lot of different players for St. Thomas More touching the ball. They got many different skill players they can throw at you from the running back position as well as the wide receiver position. They move them around a lot. A lot of times you see that in these high-octane, fast-paced type offenses.
Shane Savoie is the offensive coordinator for St. Thomas More, a 95 graduate of this school. And that's Senegal, I believe, who makes the catch, and a nice run after the catch with the defender draped all over him, Colin Sorrance. But another 1st down for St. Thomas More, who continues to just methodically move the football down the field.
Well, in these little routes you can see here, the DB is about 7-8 yards off of center goal, and I think they're just checking, and hey, if they're going to play that far off, we're just going to hitch it up and throw it.
Holstein lobs one to the end zone. Great job finding the football and a touchdown. Dalen Combry.
Well, if you want to know the difference in the game right now, it's when St. Thomas More has its opportunities, they're converting. This is a good adjustment on the football by Cambry. We just saw earlier where the Teurlings receivers could not adjust to the ball and make the play. But watch here, Cambry, he spots it, and then watch him float back a little bit and beautifully adjust to the football. Defensive back loses it up there. But watch, right here at the end, Cambry adjusts his body, goes and gets the football, and that's a big-time catch and throw there for St. Thomas More.
5th touchdown catch of the season for Cambry, who will likely play maybe Division II, maybe the FCS. But he's a great competitor, does a lot of different things for the St. Thomas More, can play on defense too, and he's the holder. And he just got a touchdown catch. And the Cougars now lead it by 3 touchdowns with 9:25 to go before halftime.
Orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Peter Vizzi.
Well, this week on YurView's high school football recruiting podcast, Over the Middle, he's been called the best quarterback ever to come out of the state of Arizona. Pinnacle High School star recruit Spencer Radler is the subject of this week's pod as Jason Jewell of 247sports.com joins Jeremy to break down high school football in the Valley of the Sun, plus a preview of #1 St. John Bosco and second-ranked Mater Dei. All that and more on this week's episode of Over the Middle podcast. Check it out at YurView.com.
Well, Jeff, when we did this game last year, I don't think it was by this margin, but the game did kind of open up a little bit initially and, you know, able to battle back and make it a close game. But here, I mean, it's just crucial, I think, that Teurlings got to get something positive before the half.
From the 3-yard line and up to about the 20-yard line. And there'll be a flag on the play as well. Let's see what the flag is, and we'll have a special guest here for you very shortly.
St. Thomas More could not advance its Catholic mission as we are doing each and every day.
Well, and the last thing Teurlings needs is, as a struggling offense, is to be starting deep in its own territory.
Personal foul here.
And they will be on this drive. Let's send it down to the field and Smacker Miles.
Mikey, you're a St. Thomas More alum. How much does it mean to you for you to be back at your school and noticed by everyone here?
It means a lot. You know, obviously I came up through here. I played on this field actually my first. They got the turf my my junior season here, so it means a lot. I haven't been able to come back here very often. I just got back in town, and I have 2 cousins playing out there, and so I decided to come here and watch them. And it means a lot. Things have changed a little bit. You know, they've grown, and you know they've gotten a lot of newer stuff, but. It's a special moment to come here, and it's fun. It's fun that people still recognize me and give me a little bit of love.
For anyone who doesn't recognize Mikey, he was an LSU baseball player. He had my personal favorite walkout song ever. He was the It's Tricky guy. Yeah. And you'll also recognize his name in this broadcast because Mike Matuk keeps coming up. Tell us about the family that you're here to watch.
Yeah, so my cousin is Gregory Matuk and Steven Matuk. Gregory's number 3 and Steven's number 33. And you know, obviously, you know, they're my cousins, so I saw them growing up, and to see them out here and playing and doing well and shining is, you know, I'm very proud of them, and, you know, I hold it close to me, so I'm glad I got to come out here and support them.
Thanks, Mikey.
Yeah, thank you.
Jeff?
All right, Mikey Matuk, one of the best center fielders ever to play at LSU, for sure.
Well, and I wonder if Smacker had a dance for that, walkout song. Maybe she could do that for us before the end of the game here.
Maybe when we go to the opening hit for Smacker, we'll play that song in the background. How about that? But Gregory Matuk, who he was just talking about, we'll get a look at him heading to southeastern Louisiana after this season on a football scholarship. Hard run there by Trosclair for a few yards. Ball comes out, but the official, there he is. Gregory Matuk, 6'1", 182 pounds. Great instincts out on the field. Tackles well. And again, the cousin of Mikey Matuk. Matuk just completed a season with the Detroit Lions that featured 2 other Tigers on that team. Jacoby Jones, who's in the outfield for Detroit. And then there's the other Matuk that he was talking about. Number 33, Stephen Matuk, a defensive back. But yeah, Jacoby Jones on that team and Lewis Coleman, LSU Tiger as well. Another third down opportunity here for Teurlings, down by 3 touchdowns.
On the tackle.
Well, and they've been looking for slant routes when these third and kind of short. And let's see if they try to go back with that. It's been there for them tonight. They just haven't been able to connect.
3rd down and 5.
See the defensive back coming up in press coverage there.
LeBlanc, play action fake, another drop pass, and almost an interception that time. Josh Stevenson, who, again, he's the brother of Andrew Stevenson.
Well, if you're going to beat St. Thomas More, everything's got to be clicking and has to be, perfect almost on offense. And that time, LeBlanc a little high with his ball again, and his receiver unable to pull it down. Had he thrown that ball lower, probably an opportunity to make the catch and move the chains. But you've got to play precision if you're going to beat these guys here tonight.
So a 3 and out. Judice will punt it away.
That's close.
And wow, look at that. Nice running grab.
Talking about baseball, like an outfield going out there, catching, sliding across the grass.
Jack Besh on the handle there. Only a 28-yard punt as you take a look at Gregory Matuk and his St. Thomas More defense. STM came into this contest allowing 24 points a game, but it really is a defense that has been getting better, especially since that loss to Catholic High in week 4 when they lost 53-42. They gave up 21 points in week 5 to Franklinton and held Westgate to 20 points last week. And so far here tonight, pitching the shutout.
Yeah, and in that Catholic High game, I think they jumped out to like a 21-0 lead, and Catholic battled back.
Holstein got a man, and it's complete. This is Senegal. First down to the 29-yard line, and this St. Thomas More offense is now a well-oiled machine after a bit of a slow start. 31-yard pass play there.
And if you want to know why Holstein will be playing college football, is throws like this. And, since he's got such a great arm, he doesn't have to throw it with everything he has. He can actually kind of, just place that ball with a lot of touch just so that his receiver can get it. And a good catch there again by Senegal.
Teurlings needs to call a timeout. This is their second of the half. 6:55 left to go before halftime. St. Thomas More trying to rout their rivals here tonight. They're up 21 and looking for more. This is Game Time on YurView Louisiana.
Tonight's Game Time starting lineups are brought to you by ITI Technical College, your key to a better life. Check out the stories behind the games. Visit yourview.com/Louisiana.
I think that people want to be in West Feliciana because it's truly one of the unique parts of Louisiana. That if you live in West Feliciana, you can have it all. You can have a great lifestyle, a government that works for you and is open and transparent. You can have wonderful neighbors. You can have a great school. You can live in an environment that's free of fear from crime. We're less than 20 minutes from the Baton Rouge Airport, 30 minutes from the state capitol. What we have in West Feliciana is a place where you really can have it all.
Tonight's Game Time keys to the game are brought to you by Podna's Barbecue, Slow cooked, fall off the bone perfection, and the best baked beans in America. For more Game Time high school football coverage, check out YurView.com.
Jim Hightower's team up by 21 over Teurlings Catholic. 6:55 to go before halftime. Jeff Palermo, Jason DeQuire, and Smacker Miles down on the sidelines on a great night for high school football. Jim Hightower breaking out the jacket tonight.
Getting ready. He's got over 400 wins, but I bet you that guy rides his bike about 400 miles a month, too. Big-time bike rider
yes, he
for
is.
his age.
That's how he stays in such great shape. And this offense right now, there's nothing wrong with it at all. Holstein on the throwback to Cryer.
Wide open.
He's
wide
got
open.
5 blockers, and there's one defender there, and that one defender got him. I don't know how all those blockers missed the one white shirt down there, and Cryer's wondering the same thing.
Yeah, that's a bevy of blockers, and he's probably also a little upset with himself because
he's got to let him
block. And you know, when you see that one guy is here, just kind of step to the side of him. Had he gone to the left here, just go to the left and he'd walk in, but he picked the other side, and that's where it was not blocked. See, the one side that it wasn't blocked right there is where he went. All the blockers were lined up on the left side.
In the ITI Technical College red zone, and Senegal tried to make the one-handed grab.
Holstein's pass intended for Senegal.
Senegal had a huge game against Blackman earlier this season. 10 catches for 165 yards. Holstein had a huge day that night, too. 366 yards passing. Holstein much more in tune with his receivers this season. And it helps when you get a guy like Senegal to join your program. And nice catch there in traffic, and that's Grant Arsenault. For the second time tonight, he finds the end zone for lucky touchdown number 13.
Well, again here, this is Holstein just having confidence that his receivers are going to run the right route and get the ball off. Because watch, he gets put on his back here on this play. Boom, and the linebacker's there getting in, but obviously knowing where his guy is going to be, and that's Arsenault again walking into the end zone. Boom, right there. Easy pitch and catch.
Well, Teurlings defense certainly looks defeated at this point, as this was their worst nightmare. And the thing is, on the opening drive, they get the turnover. STM scored on the second drive, and then on the third drive, the Cougars didn't score again. So you stopped them on 2 of the first 3 drives, but since then, the Cougars have scored on all their drives, and they now have a 4-touchdown lead.
Well, you got to play almost a flawless game, and you got to convert on your opportunities. You mentioned the opening kickoff. You know, had an opportunity and deep in STM territory to put some points out, and then really the missed completions when they had the ball in their red zone. Some great opportunities, didn't score there, and then you have the special team hiccup where you're trying to kick the ball off the ground and you get a penalty. So you just can't have all of those things happen. You got to play your best game if you're going to beat St. Thomas More, and Teurlings hasn't been able to do that tonight.
Scoring drive brought to you by Monogram Express as Arsenault getting into the end zone. 3 touchdown passes on the night now for Holstein. So the Rebels need to try to get something going here.
Well, and they're coming close to their average. We're saying 60 points a game, and they're 2 shy of 30 for this half. And so they're clicking right on cylinder.
Well, I saw a sign as this will be juggled by Trosclair, and he's in some trouble. Man, he gets hammered at the 7-yard line.
And again, these are the little things that keep piling up on Teurlings. Remember the last kickoff, they had a penalty and were backed up starting at their own 5. Here, Trosclair can't handle the ball, as you can see here. Ball just, and you know, Trosclair fields that ball normally 10 out of 10 times, but tonight you make that drop, and now instead of starting maybe 20, 25, or 40-yard line, you're now starting on your own 5.
Josh Stevenson on the tackle. But I saw a sign in front of this STM student section, something about putting 70 on Teurlings here tonight. That's the goal for the student section.
Oh, that tells you how friendly this rivalry is, yeah.
Ball starting from the 7 and running for a couple yards is Ethan Trahan.
But, you know, outside of New Orleans, you just don't typically see two Catholic schools of the same size. Yeah, there's your Cougs.
I don't know what the world is flat comment. I didn't know Kyrie Irving was a Teurlings Catholic grad. But. Second down and 7.
Man.
LeBlanc. And another missed pass. There's going to be an interception sooner or later. C.J. Hill got his hands on that one.
Well, and they're a little lethargic there. Again, Whittington, even if it's a little overthrown, you got to run through that football. You can't just stick a hand out there. As you mentioned, they're going to pick it off. You got to dive or try to make a play on the football.
Another third down situation. Teurlings just 1 for 6 on third down. They wanted to win on first and third down here tonight, and that has not happened.
They're looking like they're going to bring some pressure here. There is nobody deep. There is no safety here for St. Thomas More. They've got everybody at the line of scrimmage in the linebacker position, so no safety.
LeBlanc winds up, throwing deep, jump ball, and I think we do got our first interception. Let's see what the officials say. No, Teurlings makes the grab.
Well, Tide typically goes to the receiver, but
good catch by Christian Mouton.
Mouton went up, and it almost looked like when they were in the air, they both had an opportunity. I was blocked a little bit by the sideline, but let's see here. They both go up and try to get it. Mouton clearly has more of the ball there, and I think that's the right call. By the time they hit the ground where he would be down, I think that's the absolute right call there.
35-yard pass play, just what Teurlings needed on third down to keep this drive going. Now they go to the ground, and not much running room again for Trahan. Maybe a 3 yards, but trying to at least make it a little bit more manageable on second and third down if they can get something going on the ground.
On the tackle.
And try to pop off a running play. We haven't seen Landon Trosclair in the backfield too much. They've been running more with a more physical back at Trahan. LeBlanc. Nice spin, another drop pass, but C.J. Hill comes up and delivers the big blow there to Seth Amos.
Well,
Check that out. That was Ethan Hebert who couldn't make the grab.
Yeah, I don't know if that was as much a drop as good a play as Hill came up and just separates him from the football. Watch him separate. No, that's a drop. That's a drop. But still, that's a pretty good tag there by Hill.
Seems like the Teurlings receivers have been hearing footsteps all night long. On 3rd and 7. And here's a slip screen, and that's going to result in another first down for the Rebels. Ethan Trahan, and before he gets pushed back, and
that's going to be
some friendly rivalry stuff happens there. Jacob Trahan, a little bit too physical there. 10-yard pass play on 3rd and 7, and then the Rebels may get 15 more yards out of this.
Well, this is a physical game. These players know each other.
Personal foul, number 9.
But this was completely unnecessary by Trahan, and well after and just away from the play is what makes it blatant. And you'll see it here, right there, just coming and getting a late shot. Just unnecessary there, not even close to the ball carrier. Gives Teurlings some life here in offense.
Ethan Balfa taking the hit from behind. LeBlanc going to the end zone again. Some contact there. Oh, man, I could have called illegal contact on C.J. Hill. I don't think the official saw it, though. Caleb Whittington was the intended receiver, but he bumps him off his route, and it interrupts the timing of the play. And the contact happened well beyond 5 yards.
Yeah, Hill's been hitting him with that stiff arm during the middle of the route, and it has not been called yet, but you're right, Jeff. It keeps hitting him with that stiff arm in the middle of the route. It's an opportunity to draw a flag.
Hill's got a strong forearm, I take it. 2nd and 10. 5 wide receivers here for LeBlanc. Here comes the pressure. He gets rid of it, lofts one, and, man, they just cannot connect on any of these passes to the end zone. That was Amos there running down the middle of the field with STM bringing the blitz.
Yeah, another opportunity there, and just threw it behind him now. That time LeBlanc was under a little bit of duress, but again, they have these opportunities to connect on some of these passing plays.
Dane Chaponche looking for a big play here on third down. They are 3 for 8 on third down tonight, converting twice on this drive, and that's not working. Tried to surprise him with the run with Trosclair, and the Cougars cover it up well. Brings up 4th and long. I think the feeling there was maybe he can get 5 or 6 yards and make it a little bit more manageable. You know you have 2 downs to play with.
Yeah, there's no question. Chaponche was thinking 4-down territory, and obviously STM expecting pass, so we'll try to run the ball, but now a 4th and 10 here.
Landon Trosclair and LeBlanc in the backfield. LeBlanc over the middle, and that time there is the catch and the run after the catch. Touchdown, Caleb Winnington on the 25-yard pass play between Sammy LeBlanc and Caleb Winnington.
Well, this is where I thought Whittington should have been more physical as a wide receiver earlier in the game, but this time watch him get his body in there and really box out the defensive back. Watch him get that body in front of the defensive back. That's what you've got to do on those crossing routes, so that way it gives your quarterback a much bigger target there across the middle. Good job, good concentration there by Whittington and getting one in the end zone for Teurlings.
Extra point good for Judy's. Whittington runs a lot of possession routes. You see those long legs? Well, he's a hurler in track. Bet she's pretty good at it too. And Teurlings has something to cheer about after watching St. Thomas More score the first 4 touchdowns of this game. All right, well, here's how Teurlings can come back in this game, Jason. Now they got a little life. They need to get a stop, score again before halftime, and then they get the ball to begin the second half. So,
yeah, and look, be careful here. I mean, will Chaponche maybe try to do an onside kick and steal another possession? You got 4 minutes here basically before the half. Now granted, you don't want to give up another one to STM, but maybe they look to see how STM lines up here on kickoff return and see if they may be able to kind of get a quick one in here and pull off an onside kick. You see a Chaponche over there kind of collaborating with his special teams coach.
Chaponche was the offensive coordinator at Cecilia before he got the job here, and he was a head coach at Opelousas Catholic in 2014 and 15. Lost the University Lab in the playoffs last season, which there's nothing to be ashamed about there. All right, let's see if we get an onside kick. The hands team not really out there for St. Thomas.
Judy's to kick off for the Rebels.
They'll do a little sky kick. Judy's kick is handled at the 18 and to the 24-yard line on the return for St. Thomas More's Josh Stevenson.
Stevenson on the return.
Well, the Rebels have forced 1 turnover in this game. Did they got another one in them?
Well, this would be a good opportunity for one. They could just find a way to jar the ball loose.
They have forced 13 turnovers this season in 6+ games.
Well, let's see how STM decides to play this offensively. Will they be a little more conservative going into the half?
Well, handoff to Cryer, and Cryer got a first down, stays in bounds. Down he goes at the 40-yard line, wrapped up by Colin Sorantz. But William Cryer.
There may have been Frederick there on the carry, number 8.
Yeah, you're right. Noah Frederick on the carry.
And now they got Cryer back in the game. They're both similarly built there.
Well, Noah Frederick averaging nearly 9 yards a carry. 1st and 10 at the 40. And this is Cryer running hard to the right side. Gets about 8 or 9. A flag flies as Bradley Boudreaux wrestles him to the ground.
Flag on the play.
Flag right at the line of scrimmage. Jess Mulligan will give us the call.
Old 54 blue.
Henry Koch hit with the holding penalty.
Well, not a turnover, but here's what gives you life on defense. Now you're going to have St. Thomas More backed up in their own territory. You know, first and a mile to go here. And so now if you can just get a good stop here and really begin to kind of make them have to work to get a first down, you got time here to get the ball back or either get a turnover.
1st and 20 from the 30. Holstein's pass is caught.
Doesn't hurt you there. I mean, if you're Teurlings, giving that up doesn't hurt you. You're still second and behind the chains.
Jonathan Thibodeau on the 6-yard grab. Coming up on the 3-minute mark of the second quarter. Holstein dumps it off again, and his receiver dropped it.
Yeah, that's what you needed. I mean, look, it was there for Holstein, the little slip screen there, the little middle screen, and just unable to look the ball in, trying to get upfield and doesn't watch the football in. But now, here is your opportunity. If you're going to get back in the football game for Teurlings, this is your opportunity. 3-minute mark, 3rd and long. You've got to get St. Thomas More off the field, and you have an opportunity to put up more points here before the half.
Thibodeau dropped that pass. STM 1 for 2 on 3rd down conversions. They face 3rd down and 14. They bring 5. Holstein throws, and it's caught, but he's shy of the first down.
Wow, the question here now, this is so close. Will St. Thomas More go for it? I mean, you're talking about maybe a half a yard from my vantage point.
I think it's more than that.
Let's see where they mark this. It looked pretty.
He's about 2 yards.
Let's see here.
Grant Arsenault on the catch. The offense staying on the field. They've only punted 9 times this season. Timeout STM they want to talk about. Or maybe Teurlings. Teurlings calls timeout.
I think it was when he extended the ball there, it was out of bounds. It looked like when the receiver was going out of bounds, he had extended the ball closer to the marker. But they marked him a couple yards back. So here, you know, if I'm St. Thomas More, I think I'm punting this football.
Next week we move into week 8 of the high school football season, believe it or not, and we'll see the top prospect in the country. Derek Stingley and the Dunham Tigers will be taking on the Northeast Vikings in a district matchup from Dunham High School. Catch all the action here on YurView starting at 7 o'clock next Friday. Dunham versus Northeast. Looking forward to that one. Neil Weiner's team, the Tigers, having a good season on the Division III level. This is a Division II matchup between these two teams. There's been years where these two teams have not been district rivals, where STM would be playing at the 5A level. 4th down and 2 here. STM will keep the offense on the field. They will go to the ground, and that's a first down. Up to the 44-yard line with William Cryer.
Wow, that's a backbreaker right there.
They are now 4 for 7 on 4th down conversions this season as Cryer gets the 8-yard run.
And what really hurt him was giving up about 10 or 11 on that last completion. But here, again, going back to their main stud in the backfield, Cryer, when they needed 4th and 2.
There was a great block on that play by Luke Howard. Holstein lofts it up, and it's complete. Dalen Cambry again to the 20-yard line.
Well, when it's your day, it's your day, and this is really just trusting your receiver and thinking, my guy's going to go get the ball, because really, he almost tosses this one up as sort of a jump ball, and that ball kind of floated on him. But Cambry going and identifying the football and making the play before he goes out of bounds. Similar, Jeff, to how we saw him adjust when he caught the touchdown pass.
They are just inside the ITI Technical College red zone, and Cryer looking for his second touchdown of the night, has it.
Well, he should have had one earlier. This time he follows his blocking. He did not cut it back, and he stayed with his big guys on the outside, and Cryer able to just walk into the end zone. And I'll tell you what, this is a backbreaker for Teurlings. Had an opportunity, 4th down to stop him, and then Al Cryer able to get into the end zone.
20-yard touchdown run by William Cryer, the tough, physical, smart running back for the Cougars, a senior. Spark plug of this offense for sure.
Wow, just like that, you know, Teurlings had an opportunity to climb right back in this thing, and you can see Cryer there, knowing that was a big one.
Trevor Robertson on the extra point, Cambry on the hold, and it's now 35-7. 2 years ago, STM won their first state championship in football, and it was a great night for Jim Hightower and the Cougars as they defeated Parkview Baptist. Quite a celebration inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome that night, getting a little revenge against Parkview, who beat them the year before, but that long-awaited state championship for Jim Hightower. Kind of interesting. Dale Weiner was the year before in 2015, finally got that state title, and Jim Hightower gets it done in 2017.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, and you know, both of those coaches have been around, and you know, you now have the split playoff system, and you know, a state championship is a state championship.
It opens up the possibilities. That's the thing. That was a really good St. Thomas More team.
It was a good Parkview team too that they beat that year.
Robertson has it teed up, and this one should make it to the end zone, and it does.
Rebels touchback. First and 10 for the Rebels.
You see Chapanche got his guys circled up over there, and obviously when you're down 35-7, you got to talk to your guys and tell them, hey, look, don't look at the scoreboard. Let's concentrate. Let's concentrate on this drive right here. Let's see if we can do something here with 2 minutes left, something positive, see if we can get back into the end zone here before half.
Rebels have just one timeout. Actually, they're out of timeouts here for this first half. LeBlanc, oh, big hit there after the catch by Mouton. Man, oh man. Coming up and delivering a big-time blow. That's Grant St. Cyr.
Yeah, and Mouton is gimpy there. He's going to have to come out. That ball should have been thrown to the outside shoulder, and when it was thrown to the inside shoulder, caused him to come back, and that's where the hit comes in. It just teed him up for that hit, and that's why the quarterback's got to deliver that ball to the outside.
Mouton just coming back from an injury. They would hate to lose him again. Nice run after the catch here by Michael Heinz.
That's a first down, and the clock will stop. Give them an opportunity to get back lined up. See if they can go quick here. There's Mouton on the sideline, and you can see, I think he got hit in his pad. It was close to the neck to head area. Make sure he's okay.
From the 33-yard line, LeBlanc off his back foot on the screen to Landon Trotskler.
That's going to be a flag. That's going to be, you can't do that.
Bo Moncloud.
Yeah, with all the safety protections and everything else, you got a guy laying on the ground. It's one thing you can't hit him, but you surely can't go for that head or neck area, and that's going to draw a flag every time.
Rebels benefited from a 15-yard penalty on their scoring drive tonight. They may have benefited from another one here.
Now, this is a huge penalty here. Because they get 15 here, it really sets them up to open the offense up.
Dead ball, personal foul.
Watch here, he's going to be clearly on the ground, and you'll come in here and see the late shot into the head area. I mean, that's one really where you could get tossed out of a game. I mean, that's unnecessary, and you talk about concussions and everything else.
Just like in college football, once a player is down on the ground, that's the end of the play. LeBlanc showing some good footwork and a nice catch. Kind of a back shoulder throw there. Trosclair makes the grab at the 26.
Well, Trosclair can double not just as a running back, as a wide receiver, and it shows you here one of the best catches of the night that it was a back shoulder throw, and he makes the adjustment before the defensive back and hauls one in. That was a pretty ball there and a good catch by Trosclair.
24 yards to the 26. Minute 17 to go before halftime as the Rebels trying to get on the scoreboard again. Pressure coming, they dump it off. Trosclair.
Always got to get out of bounds.
And yeah, he did not get out of bounds with the Rebels, and boy, the coaching staff is really...
you got to get out of bounds right. Remember, you're operating with no timeout, so now this has to be on LeBlanc. Get them back into the huddle and get something going, or either spike the football, but precious seconds running off the clock here before the half.
2nd down and 4 at the 19. I think the coaching staff was more upset with the officials. They thought he was out of bounds. And I thought he had a foot out of bounds. His knee came down inbounds, and this is the first sack of the night.
And that's going to be, you got to get to the line and spike it. You got to do something quick. If not, the half is going to end on you here. You got to recognize this. No timeout. You got to get up here and do something quick.
James Seagrass, the transfer from Florida.
I don't know what they're waiting on here. I mean,
well, you got 3rd down.
Yeah, but you want to at least get something off. It's one play regardless.
They'll go to the end zone. Jump ball.
He got it. No.
And it's incomplete.
Should have come down with
just 1 second left on the clock.
Looked like he should have come down with that football.
Boy, they've had so many drop passes here tonight. That ball was intended for intended for, I think that was Spencer Butcher or Josh Morrow.
But it looked like had an opportunity right here. That ball hit him in the hands. Good play by the defensive back, making sure he kept a paw in there to knock it away. But another missed opportunity. They're going to try a long field goal here. 1 second left.
Judy's from 48 yards out.
Got a good leg.
It's been battling a back issue.
Jumped off sides, St. Thomas More. Be a shorter field goal attempt now.
His long on this season is 38.
Well, it'll be closer to that range.
Dead ball. Blue.
No win here tonight in Lafayette.
Well, as long as 38, this one will be from 39. So opportunity to have a new long.
44. High snap. I think it was a fake anyways. And that just didn't look good. It's an interception. Goes down as a turnover. As it was picked off by Bryce Bouillon. A dominating first half for the St. Thomas More Cougars. Their explosive offense that we previewed at the beginning of the broadcast showed up here tonight. Teurlings Catholic had some chances here to put some more points on the board. Unable to do so, and they find themselves down by 28 heading into the locker room. We'll hear from Jim Hightower in a second as St. Thomas More has been very impressive in this contest. Holstein 3 touchdown passes. William Cryer a couple of rushing touchdowns. Grant Arsenault has caught 2 of the touchdown passes. And Dalen Cambry has the other one. And we'll send it down to the field and Smacker.
Coach, your offense gives up a turnover early on that fumble, and since then they've been on fire. How has Caleb Holstein taken such a leadership role in that offense?
Caleb's doing a great job, but his receivers are doing a nice job of catching the ball. And I thought our defense, when they went out there and stopped them after the initial turnover, that was a big turn of events.
Exactly. Your defense doesn't allow them to capitalize on that turnover, and since then they've only given up 1 touchdown. What's your message to them at halftime?
Well, we just got to keep playing. We know it's a long second half, so we got to keep playing.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Jeff?
Thanks, Smacker. Caleb Holstein, ranked as one of the top players in the class of 2020. He's got his team up by 28. West Feliciana Parish halftime show coming.
Game Time Halftime is brought to you by Podna's Barbecue. Slow cooked, fall off the bone perfection, and the best baked beans in America. Gary Lewis Property. From apartments, condominiums, and townhomes, Gary Lewis Properties is a top provider in Baton Rouge of residential and commercial property for rent. Monogram Express. We make ordinary gifts extraordinary. And by Louisiana Lift. And Louisiana Lift, we're always on call. Check out YurView.com for in-depth high school football coverage.
When I tore my ACL, I didn't think I'd ever be able to play soccer again. My doctor told me how important physical therapy would be, so I chose Peak. I'm glad I did. Now I'm stronger, faster, better than ever. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
When I get back to Baton Rouge, I get in my blues mobile and I drive right on down to Partner's Barbecue. And you know what I do? I get me some ribs, all tender too. Some baked beans, some potato salad, some smoked sausage. You got to come on down to Partner's Barbecue, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, and we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
Exercising is my life, so when I had to stop because of my foot and ankle pain, I was absolutely devastated. I chose Peak, and they taught me how to relieve the pain. They really do bring out the athlete in everyone. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Tonight's Game Time League standings are brought to you by Crown Trophy. Check out the stories behind the games. Visit yourview.com/Louisiana.
It's the start of the West Feliciana Parish halftime show here on YurView as St. Thomas More is leading Teurlings Catholic 35-7. Earlier this week, Smacker Miles had a chance to talk with Patrick Cook from Peak Performance Physical Therapy, one of our great sponsors on the Game of the Week.
We're at Peak Performance Physical Therapy. I'm joined by Patrick Cook. They see these high school players as soon as they get injured. So tell me about that process from when the guy gets hurt until they get back on the field.
Well, in the case of football, somebody gets hurt, they're laying down, we'll run out onto the field to assess them. Usually us, an athletic trainer and a medical doctor, hopefully if we have the right team set forth on the sidelines, we'll all go out there and look at the athlete. And then, depending on what's going on, if it's something minor, we'll work with them on the sideline, trying to get them back to what they want to do. If it's more intense, then they may need to get in to see the physician on Monday morning, and they may end up in our clinic on Monday afternoon. So they may come to Mid-City to see me, may go to one of our other 7 locations across Baton Rouge, and we're going to work with that athlete a couple days a week to try to get them back as soon as we can. First, we got to get their pain better. We got to get their motion restored. We got to get them stronger. Once they're in that position, then it's a return to play program. That's where we are working with the trainers and the strength coaches at the schools to try to get them back to that high level of performance that athletes need to be at so they can get back and not re-injure themselves on the field.
How important is for these guys to get immediate medical attention, whether it's minor or major?
Well, it's important to have the proper team in place on the sidelines. If there's a cardiac event or a cervical spinal cord injury, you need to have medical attention immediately on the field, and that can be the difference between life and death. And a lot of these other cases, a lot of times, thankfully, they're just minor injuries, but it's important to have them taken care of as efficiently as possible.
Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you.
Once again, we want to thank the great folks over at Peak Performance Physical Therapy for their sponsor of the Game of the Week on YurView. We'll take a break. More coming up. We'll find out who our teachers and scholars of the week are here on Game Time.
Well, I've had back pain now and then, but it got so bad I couldn't even bend over. I didn't want to resort to pain pills, so I chose Peak, hoping they could relieve the pain. They got me active again. I even lost weight. I believe in better. I chose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
Come enjoy a great location just minutes away from the hustle and bustle of the city at Suma Lake Apartments. Experience luxurious living with all appliances included, granite countertops, and walk-in closets. Relax in a peaceful environment by the pool or enjoy fishing in a 9-acre lake. Kids are sure to enjoy the playground and basketball court. Located in Livingston Parish in a great school district. Call today, 225-686-1111.
I think that people want to be in West Feliciana because it's truly one of the unique parts of Louisiana. That if you live in West Feliciana, you can have it all. You can have a great lifestyle, a government that works for you and is open and transparent. You can have wonderful neighbors. You can have a great school. You can live in an environment that's free of fear from crime. We're less than 20 minutes from the Baton Rouge Airport, 30 minutes from the state capitol. What we have in West Feliciana is a place where you really can have it all.
I spent years suffering from knee pain, so I decided to have replacement surgery. My doctor did a great job, and he allowed me to choose Peak for my PT. I should have done this a long time ago. I'm so glad I chose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Tonight's Game Time Player of the Game is brought to you by ITI Technical College, your key to a better life. Check out the stories behind the games. Visit yourview.com/Louisiana.
Big crowd here at Cougar Stadium, and they are liking what they see so far, at least the home fans. St. Thomas More leading Teurlings Catholic 35-7 as we continue with the West Feliciana Parish halftime show. And it's now time for my favorite part of the broadcast, or one of my favorite parts of the broadcast, and that's where we find out who our teachers and scholars of the week are for these two schools. We'll start off with our teacher of the week.
We have Mrs. Manuel and Mrs. Boyd here with us for our Teachers of the Week. Congratulations to both of them. We'll start with Mrs. Manuel from St. Thomas More. She is very involved at school. What all do you do?
I'm the Director of Student Activities. I'm the cheerleader moderator, and I also co-moderate Cougars for Life.
You said you want your students to be really involved in their learning. How do you promote that?
Well, I think in every aspect of literature, they need to explore life issues. And we're so blessed that we're in a Catholic church that we can also bring in the religious views to everything that we study.
Thank you, Mrs. Manuel.
Thank you.
Mrs. Boyd is from St. Teurlings Catholic.
And I did graduate from STM.
Yes. She is also very involved in school. She does a lot with the student choir. Tell us about what they do.
The choir, we have about 40 students this year in our music ministry group. I've got electric guitar, acoustic, drums, piano, bass, ukulele, I mean, you name it, and then about 25 vocalists. So we've grown every year, but it's a lot of fun, and they're beautiful, using their gifts to serve God's glory.
They recently decided on their homecoming theme as being Louisiana Saturday Night. I think that's such a special one. Why did you guys choose that?
Well, I'm the student council sponsor, and so that is something that we vote on it over the summer, and all the kids a lot of them came up with that idea, and we thought it'd be really fun. So we're having themes like Mardi Gras that Tuesday on Tuesday, Mela Monday, Way Down South, things like that can really just show off our culture, and the kids are enjoying the idea of being able to celebrate our culture during that week.
I love the Louisiana pride. Congratulations to both of you, and thank you for being our YurView Teachers of the Week. Next up, we'll be meeting the Students of the Week. William was just honored on the field at halftime. What were you honored for?
I was just honored as a National Merit semifinalist, qualifying hopefully to continue on to be a National Merit finalist and maybe even a scholar.
You're also on the basketball team. How do you manage school and sports at such a high level?
It's crazy. I mean, it's honestly the hardest thing I've ever done, managing both, taking a rigorous class load and dealing with, a very intense basketball program that we have here at STM. We won the state championship last year, which was incredible, but it takes a lot of work to do that, and especially to do that and, handle the class load.
Thanks, William.
Thank you.
We also have Jordan. She's very involved in school and has a lot to be proud of. What are you most proud of?
I'm most proud of our retreat team because we provide spiritual guidance to our feeder schools and also our underclassmen. And I think that's really important because it's really important to encourage the younger generation to experience their faith and to grow spiritually.
She's very modest. She just said she's most proud of something, and it wasn't being student body president. What kind of image do you want to provide for your student body?
I think it's hard fitting in high school in general, so I really just want everyone to know that as president, I hear them, and I want them to feel safe and respected, and just that they're able to find a voice, and I will hear that voice.
That's so special for them to be a part of. How has that affected your life?
In my life, I've always wanted this, even since I was little, this weird little student council thing that I wanted. So it's really important to me to carry out those leadership qualities to benefit others, not just myself.
Congratulations to both of you. It seems like lots of dreams are coming true and will continue to come true. Congrats to our YurView Students of the Week.
And hit 90s rock bands such as
We will head to break. After the break, we will have first half highlights and stats. Stay with us.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is, for a better life, and we mean that, for you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
When I get back to Baton Rouge, I get in my blues mobile and I drive right on down to Partner's Barbecue. And you know what I do? I get me some ribs, all tender too. Some baked beans, some potato salad, some smoked sausage. You got to come on down to Partner's Barbecue, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Come enjoy a great location just minutes away from the hustle and bustle of the city at Suma Lake Apartments. Experience luxurious living with all appliances included, granite countertops, and walk-in closets. Relax in a peaceful environment by the pool or enjoy fishing in a 9-acre lake. Kids are sure to enjoy the playground and basketball court. Located in Livingston Parish in a great school district. Call today, 225-686-1111.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
Back on the West Feliciana Parish halftime show, where our score is St. Thomas More 35, Teurlings Catholic 7. Jeff Palermo along with Jason DeQueer. An impressive first half for St. Thomas More. We knew they had a good offense, averaging 60 points a game coming into this contest, and are on their way to 70 tonight if they're able to duplicate what they did in the first half.
Yeah, no, Holston and the St. Thomas More offense displayed the whole package. I mean, they've been in rhythm. He's thrown it well. They've caught it well. And for Teurlings, they had some early chances to stay in this football game, and then towards the end, St. Thomas More has really separated themselves.
And Teurlings was able to create a turnover on the opening play from scrimmage from St. Thomas More. They had outstanding field position, couldn't do anything with it. And Jim Hightower talked about how that was a big play. Here's that turnover here as Cryer gets the ball stripped away from him.
It tries to throw him off, and that's where the ball comes loose.
St. Thomas More's defense gets the stand, and that's when St. Thomas More's offense goes to work. Here's Cryer walking into the end zone for the first of 2 touchdowns on the night. And Caleb Holstein nice adjustment on the football. Dalen Cambry into the end zone. It's 21-0. This makes it 28-0 as Arsenault catches his second touchdown catch. Teurlings trying to get back into this game. A nice grab here.
Mouton goes up and gets it.
Yeah, Christian Mouton, the senior. And then on fourth down, LeBlanc hits Caleb Winnington, who gets into the end zone. But St. Thomas More right back at this Teurlings defense. And it's Cryer getting into the end zone again. They try a fake field goal here, and this doesn't go anywhere.
About like the whole half is gone for Teurlings.
Intercepted on the play by Bryce Bullion, and here's a look at your stats. The rushing statistics fairly even, but the 253 passing yards for STM. Again, Teurlings defense came into this contest only allowing 86 yards through the air. We knew they were going to be tested. I think one of the big statistics is the 3 for 10 on third down conversions. Yeah. Teurlings had some chances to keep drives alive, couldn't, and you give the ball back to this explosive offense, and that's what's going to happen. You're going to give up 35 points.
Yeah, that's what stands out on the page. The other thing that doesn't show up on the stat sheet is when Teurlings had the ball down in the red zone and missed 3 consecutive passes for a touchdown that should have been caught.
So 35-7 our score. Great performance here by the St. Thomas More marching band at halftime. We'll take a break. When we come back, players will be out on the field warming up for the second half with the Cougars up by 28. This is Game Time on YurView.
This throbbing neck pain was so bad it moved to my shoulders and was causing severe headaches. Then a friend suggested I choose Peak. 2 weeks later, the pain was completely gone. So glad I chose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Hey, Joe Martin here. You've seen our commercials over the years, and you may be wondering, what's in it for me? Well, ITI Technical College has been selected by Forbes magazine as a top 32-year college. But even more than that, the reason we do this is you. Our tagline is for a better life, and we mean that. For you to be able to have the life you've always dreamed about, to do the things for your family you've always dreamed about. And it can begin here, where we are dedicated to your success, because here at ITI, the reason we do it is you.
Come enjoy a great location just minutes away from the hustle and bustle of the city at Suma Lake Apartments. Experience luxurious living with all appliances included, granite countertops, and walk-in closets. Relax in a peaceful environment by the pool or enjoy fishing in a 9-acre lake. Kids are sure to enjoy the playground and basketball court. Located in Livingston Parish in a great school district. Call today, 225-686-1111.
Do you need to say great job, congratulations, or way to go? Crown Trophy on Sherwood Forest Boulevard in Baton Rouge has the trophy, plaque, acrylic, or crystal award you're looking for. Whether it's for your team, business, or church, come to Crown Trophy. We guarantee the highest level of customer service, and there's no charge for rush orders or trophy engraving. We're nationally known and locally owned. Visit us online to view our catalog at www.crowntrophy.com.
My shoulder pain got so bad I couldn't lift anything overhead. So I chose Peak Performance, and I can't believe how much better I am now. Peak really does get you back into the game of life. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Tonight's Game Time play of the game is brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Ready to serve you with auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people.
Start of the third quarter will be in a couple minutes with St. Thomas More leading Teurlings Catholic 35-7. Another fantastic sponsor on Game Time. It's Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance Companies. Let's learn more about one of our local agents.
My name is Joshua Duyon, and I'm the branch manager of Lafayette Farm Bureau. We raise our own cattle and we buy cattle. My son, so he's 11. It's so awesome to be able to see him and all of his friends come out here and be able to exhibit their cattle. So one of the kids will win a buckle that's sponsored by Farm Bureau, just like football. I mean, you know, football, they're following plays. Kids are following the routine with their animals to bring them in there to do their best. They want to keep these animals still. There's a certain way they place their feet. They rubbing them, keeping their head straight. They're not judging the way the animal looks. They're judging how that child is presenting the animal. So this kid just scored a touchdown. Farm Bureau's motto, real service, real people, is exactly us. We're a real local company, so we are wanting to be a part of our local organizations and our local events. So we want to go beyond our policy and provide that extra service unlike any other company.
Good stuff again from Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance Companies. Great sponsor of Game Time on YurView. Teurlings Catholic back out on the field. St. Thomas More is as well. Hard to believe this is week 7 of the high school football season already. And we got 3 more for you in the regular season, and it'll be the playoffs. Next week we'll be over at Dunham for the Tigers versus the Vikings of Northeast. Week 9, a trip over to Denham Springs to take on Central. Central's won 3 in a row, I believe. And then we wrap it up with another great rivalry game. The two schools are not in the same parish. They will not play each other in the playoffs, but it always decides the district in that district in 1A, Kentwood versus Southern Lab, and you'll see a lot of Division I prospects in that game.
I've never done one of those. Have you,
No,
Jeff?
I have not done one of those.
Looking forward
games,
to that. Yeah, good closeout.
Dane Chaponche in his second season was hoping for a special night here tonight where they could pull off the upset, beating the 5th-ranked team in 4A. It'll take quite a comeback for that to occur here tonight with his squad down by 28. Smacker Miles had a chance to talk with Coach Chaponche as they came out of the locker room. Smacker, what did he have to say?
Guys, he did not seem happy, but he said that they just want to win the second half. He also said that obviously to convert some more third downs, they really want to beat that man coverage. And then he mentioned obviously staying out of 3rd and long is also really important on those third downs. Jeff?
Thanks, Smacker. And the fact that they dropped some passes where this game could be a little bit closer if they were able to convert on some of the opportunities that they had.
Yeah, LeBlanc's had thrown some really good balls tonight. They just haven't been able to get on the other end of them. Another little pooch kick here to get it going.
And this one's going to sail out of bounds by Trevor Robertson. He can't be too happy about that. I don't think that's what he was trying to do there.
No, definitely not. That's going to be a flag there, and Teurlings will have good field position to start.
It'll start at their 35-yard line for the Rebels as Chaponche will send the offense back out on the field.
It'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Rebels.
He's been looking for playmakers to emerge this season, and I think they got some good, solid players. Landon Trosclair is really good. Mouton has shined here a little bit. Michael Heinz is a good player. Ethan Trahan, but they don't have a difference maker there on offense. On the run here is Trosclair as he's able to get around the edge, and a good hard run, running over C.J. Hill at the end, and that sparks the Teurlings sideline. That's a first down, I believe, for Trosclair.
Well, if Teurlings has a difference maker, it's that guy right there, Trosclair. But St. Thomas More, you can tell their game plan tonight was that they were not going to let number 22 beat them, and they've stayed focused on him.
Sammy LeBlanc in that first half, 13 of 27 for 152 yards and a touchdown. They go back to the ground again, and Trosclair gets about 5 or so, maybe 6. Might see more of the ground game here in this second half, Jason, even though you're down by 28. Just not consistent enough through the passing with the passing game, and not necessarily Sammy LeBlanc's fault. He's had some drop passes there. A lot of moving around in the backfield, and they'll give it to Trosclair. Trosclair again putting his head down and running over some defenders.
Well, it's a good piece of running by Trosclair. Watch when he's behind the line of scrimmage. he really is patient, trying to see where his blockers are going to be out in front of him, and then he has the quick burst to get around the corner and pick up the first down. That's a good piece of running and good vision there by Trosclair.
Guy that can really do it all. Run, catch, he's a good blocker. Been the most consistent guy on offense. Gets another chance here as there was a hole off the left side. And he gets to the 30, a 7-yard run there by Trosclair. And a nice drive to start the second half here for Teurlings.
Well, he's tapping out now, and you can see when you're hitting the right side of your helmet, that's saying, hey, take me out, coach. I'm tired. But that's a couple good runs to put Teurlings Catholic in an opportunity to score.
So Ethan Trahan comes into the ball game. We'll see if they keep it on the ground here. Whittington, the wide receiver, at the bottom of your screen. And it is Trahan. And he is close to the first down marker. I think he's got it. Last man off that pile was James Segrest.
Segrest on the tackle.
Well, Teurlings has come out with a different mentality in the second half. We're going to run off of our big guy, Big Thomas Perry, over there on the left tackle and see if we can just get this pound and ground run game going.
A counter play there, but falling down to the ground was Trahan.
They're going to mark him down a little further back. I think his backside slipped and actually hit the turf. They're going to bring it back a yard or two.
Yeah, it'll be a 2-yard loss there.
Watch right here. As he gets ready to make the cut, boom, slips right there, and knee touches. And high school football, once the knee touches, you're down.
Second down and 12. Trahan gets the ball, but nowhere to run. Big time hit, and Gregory Mott took on another big tackle there for the Cougars.
Yeah, Matuk has been all over the field tonight. He's a sure tackler. We see every time he's around the ball, he's going to make a play on this guy. And this time, St. Thomas More just had more numbers than Teurlings. Couldn't block them all. And there comes Matuk making the play.
Loss of 6. All of a sudden, 3rd and 18. They need to get to the 17-yard line. LeBlanc. The screen. Developing very nicely here for Teurlings, and a nice run after the catch for Ethan Hebert. He's shy of the first down, but it's now at least a makeable 4th down opportunity for the Rebels.
Well, really like the design on this play. At first, you think it's like a quick hitch that's supposed to go to the outside, but it's really set up as sort of a middle screen, cuts it back to the middle, and almost gets a first down of it. Real opportunity here on 4th and 3.
It'll be about a 4th and 4 based on where it's marked. On 4th down, they run it, and St. Thomas More stuffs it.
Well, they were going to ride their big LSU commitment there, and Thomas Perry, and try to run it off that left side. But again, too much penetration here. As you can see, Matuk and gang coming up and just making a play on the football, not allowing Teurlings to pick up any yardage there.
Brennan Chenevert playing with the big club on his left hand. Made the stop, the senior, and that ends the opening drive of the second half for Teurlings. And here comes STM's offense. This drive will start from the 21. And it's complete. Senegal walks out of bounds about a yard or two shy of the first down.
Well, again, first time St. Thomas More comes out, it looks like they're in a track meet. They're sprinting back up to the line of scrimmage and sort of back in this hurry up. And even if they don't run a play quickly, hurrying up to the line of scrimmage prevents the defense from making a lot of substitutions. So you have to keep the players that are on the field.
Holstein now 230 yards passing on the night. He's 18 of 22.
Oh, that's just a dart.
Make it 19 of 23. That should be a penalty, I think. Maybe not. Luke Howard made the catch.
They threw the flag there. Yeah, they threw the flag. It's probably going to be another late hit there.
Dead ball, personal foul, 52, late hit out of bounds.
Yeah, that was Boudreaux coming over, and let's see if we can see. Yeah, he's clearly well outside of the playing field there and brings him down, and he's going to draw the flag again every time. A lot of frustration here on the part of Teurlings, but you got to keep your composure and can't give up an easy 15 like that.
Ball at the 38-yard line. STM now. Look at this, an I formation, not the shotgun look that we've been seeing. Ooh, and the Rebels come up and stuff the run.
On the carry.
First defender there for Teurlings.
Tebow on the tackle.
Caleb Gilbert. 2nd and 10.
Well, and with a 28-point lead, you would suspect that STM may play a little bit slower, start grinding up some of the clock. Those first 2 quarters took a long time with all the passing, but may try to run it a little bit more this half.
Holstein has a man open in the flat. A lot of missed tackles, too, tonight as Grant Arsenault got past the first defender. Collins Grants made the stop eventually. 3rd down coming up here for STM as they quickly get up to the line of scrimmage.
They'll bring up 3rd and 3 for the Cougars.
On 3rd down, Holstein throws and another completion. Another wide open receiver is Senegal. Fights to get out of bounds. They'll roll him inbound. Had a chance to talk to Jim Hightower about this offense that's averaging 60 points a game. And he said, when I started some 43 years ago, you may have thrown the ball 4 or 5 times in a game. Now you're doing that in the first series.
Well, the game has just changed. I mean, once you got to the spread offenses in high school football, you either joined them or you got beat by them when they're putting up 50, 60 points on the game. And Jim Hightower has now joined the spread offenses and the wide open air attacks, and it's really paid off for them. But you got to have a good quarterback, and they sure have one in Holstein. And it looks like they may be grooming another one over here in a younger Jamie Howard.
Yeah, Walker Howard, there are a lot of buzz about him, and he hasn't played too much on the varsity level just yet. But he's a freshman quarterback who is a dynamite player. We might see him here in the 4th quarter possibly if STM keeps putting points on the board. Holstein to the end zone, deflected away. Peyton Lejeune, we haven't mentioned his name a lot here tonight. He was the MVP in the Division II state championship baseball team. And he had never played football, at least at Teurlings. And after the baseball season concluded last May, he walked into Dane Chaponche's office and said, you know what, I want to play football my senior year. And there he is holding the trophy that Teurlings won. Outstanding baseball program here at Teurlings. But he's been a big part of this defense, and once he's done playing football, he will play baseball at UL. Big weekend here in Lafayette.
Yeah, homecoming.
Homecoming with the Raging Cajuns hosting New Mexico State. Billy Napier's team got a nice win last week. They needed it. Pass, there's a flag down, that's a touchdown. Well, let's see what the flag's all about.
Flag on the play.
And looks like it's going to be against STM.
Have illegal formation here.
So what do you think about tomorrow, Jason?
Oh, you remember asking me that last week. Now you know what the big pause was for. And our producer, Cameron, was trying to get something out. He should understand now why I was a little concerned. But, look, anything can happen in Tiger Stadium. I mean, I feel about the same way as when they were headed to Florida, that Georgia coming in. I know that sounds crazy because Georgia's undefeated, but look, if the crowd gets behind them and LSU plays at their best, they have the capability of sticking in that ball game and hanging around.
More discussion here by the officials. First and goal at the 14.
Another trips right.
Holstein's pass is complete and diving ahead was Grant Arsenault. Grant Arsenault, I don't know if he's going to play at the next level. Obviously the size is an issue, but I think he can find somewhere to play.
Yeah, if he wanted to, he could. I mean, there's a college out there that would want a player like Arsenault on their team. And again, these St. Thomas More skilled players aren't, don't necessarily have the greatest size, but they're very talented.
On the 10th play to drive, the pass is dropped. One of the few drops all night. Potan could not hang on to it, and it's 3rd and goal.
Yeah, here's a rare opportunity that STM misfires on. That one is just got to look that one in, Potan. That's almost the nail in the coffin right there. Hits him on the 10.
Tried to trap it on his body and got to catch that with their hands. 3rd and goal just outside the 10. Pressure coming on Holstein. Holstein trying to run away from it. Ball batted, intercepted. And that is only the 4th interception thrown by Holstein. They got a little pressure on him, and it creates the turnover. And the Rebels get their 2nd turnover of the night.
Well, not a bad thought by Holstein. Again, 3rd and 11, so he's just going to try to force one in there, and he throws this one back across the body into a lot of traffic, but Arsenault had an opportunity to make a play on the ball, but then the old tip ball drill, and Teurlings able to come down with
Tate Simone, the interception. A senior, 5'10", 178 pounds, and he's already in the military, is number 18 for Teurlings. I'll tell you a little bit more about Simone here after this first play. LeBlanc's pass is incomplete. But you don't hear too many kids that are completing their high school education while also already an active member of the military. But that's the case there for Tate Simone, who went through boot camp in Georgia during the summer and completed that. So here he is now getting his diploma. Oh, a slip there and a flag also, I thought, for you.
Well, a salute to that guy.
Yeah, that's
he's giving it up at an early age.
Yes, he is. He is. But you know, that American flag behind him means a lot to him.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
3rd down and long, so there was no flag there. Have not had any scoring in this 3rd quarter. Both teams have driven the ball into their opposing team's territory, but came away with 0 points. LeBlanc zips one over the middle, and that's a big first down on 3rd and long, all the way up to midfield. And the Rebels convert, making the grab, Ethan Hebert.
And another flag coming in after a little extracurricular activity at the end of the play there.
37 yards.
But this little slant route has been here for Teurlings all night and just haven't been able to connect on it. This time they're able to do so. Let's see what the flag is, because this is probably going to be a dead ball foul, and they'll either extend on to this play or half of it will be coming back.
Ball, person foul here.
Wow. Shooting yourself in the foot, and just when you're getting positive signs on offense. We saw this in the first half, Jeff, when it was only about a 2-touchdown lead, and Teurlings had an opportunity to get back into it. Let's see if we can catch it here. Yep, shove in the back, just unnecessary. Play's over. Go back to the huddle, play football.
It is a dead ball penalty, so you count the first down and then you back it up 15 yards. That is the 6th penalty on Teurlings. STM has 6-2. And this is a chance here for Dane Turner, he gets about 9 yards. There's an injured Teurlings player. And there's also a flag on the play. Is this Mouton down on the ground again?
It looks like it. And he wasn't fully healthy coming into this game, and hopefully this isn't a re-injury of some sort.
Had injured the ankle badly in the opening game of the season. They got Mouton at least sitting up.
Hopefully he's all right, and I know Chapanche was happy to have him back tonight, even though he wasn't 100%. He's played well at times, he really has, and he's sort of the spark plug outside on this offense for.
Well, ineligible downfield here.
And not able to put any weight on that right ankle.
That's not good.
Penalty against the Rebels, so now they're backed up to about the 31. So 1st and 15 now for the Rebels at the 31. They go back to the ground, had some success with that to begin this second half. Nice pursuit of the football. Trosquare was upended.
Well, they should have gotten back here to the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be
Connor Lyons and Matuk in on another tackle.
about 2nd and 10.
Second and 10 for the Rebels.
Matuk has been in on a lot of tackles tonight for the Cougars. 2nd and 10. LeBlanc feeling the heat, gets rid of it, incomplete. And it's 3rd and 10.
STM's hollering about it.
I think they want
intentional grounding, but well, they now throw it. They may actually call it here.
There wasn't a receiver in the.
There wasn't.
And LeBlanc was not out of the pocket either.
It's a late flag that comes in, so obviously, I mean, they knew there was nobody in the area. I think the controversy was whether he was outside of the pocket or in the pocket, and that's sort of a judgment thing.
You see that a lot of times.
Intentional grounding here, loss of down. All right, loss.
So you see that a lot when, even in the NFL, intentional grounding like that, the officials will talk about it.
Now this really puts him behind the 8 ball here, 3rd and 20.
Need to get to the 46.
Whittington has typically been your guy on these 3rd and longs, number 17, lined out left.
LeBlanc gets out of there. He's just going to have to run, but there are too many blue jerseys there, led by Bo Monclough. And that will result in a punt coming up here for the Rebels. LeBlanc, not much of a runner.
Well, they're keeping the offense on the field.
Okay, 4th down and 14.
Why
not?
Sure.
Why not? STM is a little confused, and now finally they're ready. 3 down linemen here for the Cougars.
Can't say he's not trying here.
No. No, I think LeBlanc's going to punt. Yep. Just line up. It's not a great punt, but I guess it gets the job done as it bounces out of bounds at the 45.
Another player down.
19-yard punt for the quarterback. And there's the injured Rebels player. We'll take a break. We'll check on him when we come back. This is Game Time on YurView Louisiana.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
I think that people want to be in West Feliciana because it's truly one of the unique parts of Louisiana. That if you live in West Feliciana, you can have it all. You can have a great lifestyle, a government that works for you and is open and transparent. You can have wonderful neighbors. You can have a great school. You can live in an environment that's free of fear from crime. We're less than 20 minutes from the Baton Rouge Airport, 30 minutes from the state capitol. What we have in West Feliciana is a place where you really can have it all.
Long night for the Teurlings Catholic faithful here as they are set to lose their third straight game to their big rival, St. Thomas More. 35-7 is the score.
Yeah, hadn't been a whole lot to cheer for on that sideline. And last time we did this game at this point, it was a nail biter. This year, it's a little different.
Well, remember, I think there were 2 quick turnovers in that game, including a pick 6 that just turned that game quickly. Looked like Teurlings was in control, or at least had the lead and the momentum in their way, and then things changed really quick in that contest. Going deep and incomplete. Too far for the intended receiver, Jack Besh.
He had Besh there, and that time a rare miscue by Holstein.
Besh with a 3.5 GPA. He's got a banged up finger, but still out there and playing.
Well, it may not be 70, but STM is still firing away here.
1:58 to go in the third quarter. Holstein's pass, another missed tackle, 2 missed tackles, and then off to the races for Luke Howard, who gets banged out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
And talking a little noise at the end of the play there. Look, Luke Howard may not be a 4.4, 4.5 guy, but every time he catches the ball, he's shedding tacklers. And watch the number of tackles he breaks. Get off me. Get off me. Gets to the outside, and you can see there picking up valuable yardage. Big, strong tight end.
Caleb Gilbert finally knocked him out of bounds. 29-yard pass play to the tight end. Cryer, 2 touchdowns on the night. There's a flag down as he goes down at the 15. I think this is coming back.
Hold 68.
Tell you what, a lot of passing attempts, a lot of flags, makes for a long night.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Too many penalties. I think that'll be certainly something both of these coaches will address. And William Blanchet was the guilty party there. So the ball backed up to the 36-yard line. And Holstein's pass is caught and quickly brought down was Senegal. There's Tate Simo right on him.
That's their bread and butter play. I mean, they really have that with Senegal all night long. I mean, you know, if they see that DB is off 5 to 7 yards, that little hitch route, Holstein and Senegal are connecting on that 90% of the time.
2nd and 11.
This time you can see a little bit more press coverage taking that route away.
Holstein's throw over the middle, and it's caught up to the 13-yard line.
It's just pick your poison. So they come up and press Senegal, but then they back off of the receivers on the far side, and Holstein identifies it and just delivers the ball.
Jack Besh on the catch. And St. Thomas More is in the Gary Lewis Properties red zone with under a minute to go in this third quarter. Still looking for our first score in the second half. Holstein trying to produce it. And did he catch that? I think he caught it, but he did not get into the end zone.
Yeah, I'm going to have to see that. I did not get a good angle on it here, but that ball was thrown, really underthrown down towards the turf. And if he scooped this is one heck of a catch. But let's see if he scoops this before the ball hits the ground. And kind of tough to see there completely.
Oh, my gosh.
Let's see here.
Maybe strong fingers here on this one.
Maybe this is the... Can't see there. Sorry, it's good camera work. Just hard to get around the body there to catch the football.
First and goal at the 1. They hand it off and into the end zone. Sidney Linden.
Sidney Linden.
The senior running back into the end zone. And it's now 41-7.
And I think some of those Teurling fans are thinking about beating the traffic out of here. But this offense has not disappointed here tonight. We knew they were explosive. And really, they've had opportunities to put up more points. Down here, trying to round it out with the extra point.
But unless they don't score 3 more touchdowns, that scoring average will drop down from 60 points a game. Last year they averaged 38 points a contest. This year they have been one of the top offenses in the state of Louisiana. Well, don't miss any of the action. Get to YurView.com/football and sign up for the Game Time newsletter to get the previous week's highlights, stories, and recruiting news, along with a preview of the upcoming week's matchups delivered straight to your inbox. That's YurView.com/football. Good time on the sidelines right now for the St. Thomas More players. For the seniors that have been playing on the varsity level the last 3 years, they can tell their kids they never lost to Teurlings Catholic, at least on the varsity level. 3 straight wins for STM now in this rivalry. That ball blasted through the end zone by Robertson. No need to be cute anymore. Up by 35.
Well, Jeff, you've seen the 2 offenses with me, and
I knew this question was coming.
Yeah, I got to put you on the spot at least once a game, you know. You try to put me on the spot trying to pick LSU each weekend, which is more difficult. But so U-High, St. Thomas More, they're in the same division, opportunity to meet up with each other. You know, does St. Thomas More have the ability to put enough points up on U-High to stay with them? I mean, I think it would be a shootout, but could they do it?
Yeah, they'd have to make it a shootout, as you just saw our ITI Technical College scoring drive. James Segrest in on another tackle there on Ethan Trahan, or Trahan. But I think the big thing that U-High can bring that Teurlings can't here tonight, one, because they just don't have the athlete. I think U-High can be more physical. When U-High and STM play, and I think they will play in the championship game, because that's our last play of the third quarter, U-High's physicality will give St. Thomas More a lot of problems. And that's no slight to STM. U-High's physicality gives a lot of teams problems, like we saw a couple weeks ago against Zachary. 3 quarters in the books right now from Cougar Stadium. We'll be back after this.
When I tore my ACL, I didn't think I'd ever be able to play soccer again. My doctor told me how important physical therapy would be, so I chose Peak. I'm glad I did. Now I'm stronger, faster, better than ever. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
When I get back to Baton Rouge, I get in my blues mobile and I drive right on down to Partner's Barbecue. And you know what I do? I get me some ribs, all tender too. Some baked beans, some potato salad, some smoked sausage. You got to come on down to Partner's Barbecue, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Exercising is my life, so when I had to stop because of my foot and ankle pain, I was absolutely devastated. I chose Peak and they taught me how to relieve the pain. They really do bring out the athlete in everyone. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
We begin the fourth quarter from Cougar Stadium in Lafayette. St. Thomas More leading Teurlings Catholic 42-7. Jeff Palermo, Jason DeQuare, and Smacker Miles down on the sidelines. Sammy LeBlanc's pass is caught, but not much running room out there for Dane Turner as the Cougars fly to the football defensively. Led by Grant St. Cyr. Gain of about 3 or 4. I would imagine we'll start seeing a lot more backups play with the Cougars up comfortably. Third down play coming up here for the Rebels. They have been in a lot of third down situations tonight. LeBlanc will try to run for it and gets hammered at the 30-yard line. Big hit from behind. Bryce Bouillon, the sophomore linebacker. And he did get enough for the first down, though, did LeBlanc.
I was getting ready to say, if he didn't get, I do think Chapanche would go for it this time, but they're moving the sticks and see if they can try to put something together.
Bryce Bouillon, a pretty good quarterback. Shane Savoie, the offensive coordinator, tells us. Probably they didn't have Walker Howard as the backup, the sensational freshman QB. Bouillon would be a QB. Pitch it out to Trahan, and he's going to go down for a loss. Bo Monclaw, I think, out on the tackle. There he is. Over 30 tackles on the season for number 18. Second down and 16 or so. Ethan Hebert in motion. The screen and reading it perfectly. Another time for defensively there for St. Thomas More's Brennan Chevernet.
Well, that's about the 5th or 6th screen pass we've seen from Teurlings tonight, and this time St. Thomas More fooled me once, fooled me twice, but guess what? I figured this play out, and it's not going for anywhere.
Third down and 20.
It's interesting. They got the cowbells in this stadium.
Yeah, they like the Cowboys. They've been rattling them a lot here tonight. Rebels 5 of 14 on third down. LeBlanc under trouble, or in trouble, and he goes down. Bryce Bouillon in on the sack. LeBlanc frustrated. Cougars defense makes another big play.
And that may be it for LeBlanc. Obviously got to punt this one. But he's had a long night. Look, he's and he's got frustration too, reasonably so, because he's delivered some good balls tonight that just weren't caught. And you know, this time his line kind of fails on the play and gets a lot of pressure under duress. But you know, he's really had some good points in this game tonight.
Good punt. And hammered was the punt returner, making the grab at the 40-yard line. Noah Frederick. And Walker Howard had the helmet on.
And he's like, come on. Don't tease me like that. Don't tease me like that.
Caleb Holstein will take one more series with the ball at the 41-yard line. .844 left. STM looking for more. They'll hand it off here. This is Cryer. Drag a tackler.
Are we just talking cowbells? That was like a cowboy.
Ty Fernandez will have to pay the bus fare there because he took a ride for about 4 yards.
Got a flag there, so he'll come back anyway. But I tell you what, Cryer carried him on his back. Cryer's such a strong guy. We saw him shedding tacklers earlier, carrying tacklers, and I would bet, there you go, good look at him. Stout, thick guy. Probably the end of the night for him as well. You think that STM would want to start ensuring that they don't lose any players to injury late in the game when the game seems to be under control.
Ball at the 48-yard line. And, whoa, nice catch in traffic there. Nicely done by Dalen Cambry.
Holstein's pass complete to Cambry.
Well, you would think 8 minutes, 42-7, let's run the football, but STM is still firing this thing away.
Second down and 12.
Second and 12 for the
That's their offense now.
Holstein going deep.
Wow,
Cambry's got a couple steps. Touchdown, or Senegal, I should say. Deion Senegal, touchdown Cougars.
Well, Jeff, they said not so fast. You're talking that we may not get our average tonight. So, yeah, we're still going to fire this thing away. And again, a beautifully thrown ball by Holstein. We've seen him air it out like this a couple times tonight. And you know, when you've got great arm strength, you don't have to throw it with all your might. He just lays this one out there with good touch. That's what you call a catchable football, and doesn't dart it in there, but just lays it out. All Senegal has to do is run right under it. And another throw, catch, and touchdown.
UL, Southern Miss, Southeastern, McNeese, Nichols, all looking at Deion Senegal, who catches the deep ball well and has become a really good complement to Grant Arsenault in this high-powered offense. 49-7 our score. Holstein, his fourth touchdown pass tonight as he hits Deion Senegal. All St. Thomas More tonight. The Cougars beating up on their rivals.
Tonight's Game Time Play of the Game is brought to you by Podna's Barbecue. Slow cooked, fall off the bone perfection, and the best baked beans in America.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Tonight's Game Time League standings are brought to you by the best place for you to live and work in South Louisiana is West Feliciana Parish. Check out wfparish.org. West Feliciana Parish, where you really can have it all.
All smiles over at the St. Thomas More sidelines as they are up by 42. Smiles or funny faces, however you want to take a look at it.
Started off at Karen Crows, found his way over to St. Thomas More.
Huge addition to this offense.
Well, I think he stretches the defense a little bit more, gives them more of a deep threat, and again, just adds a little bit more ability for this offense.
There's a look at the big offensive lineman for Teurlings, Thomas Perry, who is the 20th best player in the state in the class for 2019, according to 24/7 Sports. There's a pickup of a couple of yards. He is committed to LSU, is Thomas Perry. His dad played at LSU. And this is a kid that's really matured physically and mentally.
Is he ready to go tomorrow? We may need him.
They might need him over there.
And hard to find chemistry on that offensive line.
But he's got some speed. His 40 time is just over 5 seconds. That gives you an idea. But his dad, Adam Perry, was an offensive guard for the Tigers in the mid-90s. Now his dad is a successful orthopedic surgeon here and is Teurlings team doctor. And his mother was a discus thrower at LSU in the mid to early 90s. And this kid's technique is so good that at LSU's camps, he was asked to demonstrate how to perform a drill for the other campers. So he's been an all-state player, has gotten better every year. And if he was a running back, there would be a lot more pub about him. But he's a really good offensive lineman. 3rd down and 7. And the pass is intercepted, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's picked off.
And it is. First interception thrown tonight.
Well, we saw a jump
by
ball.
LeBlanc as Jacob Trahan got the interception.
We saw a jump ball earlier where it went to the offense because Mouton had possession of the ball in the air first. This time you'll see sort of a jump ball, but Trahan goes up and just plucks this out the air. And you can see there, this time the defensive player has more of the possession, and they're going to rule it an interception.
There is a flag, though, on the far side of the field. Jacob Trahan's mother standing right in front of us, so she is saying it's an interception.
Of course.
Mom knows best.
That's right.
Unsportsmanlike here on the coach.
Dead ball foul on the Rebels.
What gives it away that that's his mom, Jeff?
The number 9 and the name on the back.
Okay.
LeBlanc's pass.
Well, I'm shocked here. It looks like Holstein.
No, Holstein is not out there.
Okay, all right. I thought that was Holstein.
They got Cambry in the football game.
Sure do.
He's the backup quarterback, so Holstein's night is done. 29 of 37 for 384 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Pretty good night. And they'll run it here. Nice. Look at this. This is going to be a touchdown for the Cougars. Noah Frederick into the end zone. And a flag flies late again. Well, they're getting closer to 60.
I think they heard you, Jeff. Yeah, you told them their average was going to be hurt tonight, and they're still trying to get to that 60 mark.
Several flags.
Lots of flags on the play.
Oh, personal foul here. Yes.
Penalties on St. Thomas More. I think, though, the touchdown's going to count. I might mark the 15 yards off on the kickoff.
Yeah, that's what I'd do. Try to give your offense at least some decent field position to start off with.
Kick is up.
So it's now 56-7 after Robertson stays perfect. Dalen Cambry does the holding, plays a little backup quarterback, catches touchdown passes. Certainly does it all for STM. So 6:28 left. And STM will have a nice weekend this weekend after beating up Teurlings. The only loss for St. Thomas More was to the Catholic Bears, and it seemed like STM was in control of that game. They led it by 22 points in the first quarter. But the Bears came back to win it 53-42.
A lot of points in that one. That would have been an exciting one to see. But we did Catholic High last week, and we saw they were able to put up a lot of points. We still got Trosclair back deep, so some of the starters still out there for Teurlings. Had a good return earlier with the middle wedge, and this time they just squiv it.
So the Rebels will take over at the 36-yard line after Garrett Russo handles the squib kick. 6:27 left.
And I'll tell you what, if I'm Chapanche, I'm not bringing LeBlanc back out there. No sense in risking him either. That's your starter. You got a long season ahead of you still. Let somebody else get some experience.
And they do bring in a new quarterback. This looks to be Tate Buller. It is. And the run up the middle by Jason Duga, a senior running back. Gets about 5 or 6. Second down and 4. And Duga gets snowed over that time. St. Thomas More was waiting for him. Last guy off the bottom of the pile there. So it's 3rd down and 4 coming up. Jackson Wolf, the man there on the tackle. 3rd and 4. Buller with the check to the sidelines. And right up the middle for 3. He's a yard shy of the first down.
Well, Jeff, you mentioned it earlier, looking at these the power rankings and the standings. You seem pretty convinced that STM likely can make it to the final deal.
I wouldn't count out St. Charles Catholic. We haven't seen them play, but I wouldn't count out a Frank Monica team. They're the number 3 seed coming into tonight. Teurlings was a number 5 seed. They could be on the path of facing a U High or so in the semifinals again. Trying to pick up the first down, and it'll be close there for Tate Buller. Let's send it down to the field and Smacker Miles.
Guys, St. Thomas More is having a lot of success on this field tonight, but they recently had a tough reminder that there is so much more to life than football. Their own Catherine Ann Howard was victim of cancer. She passed after a 2-year battle with a rare type of blood cancer. She passed away in the last week of September. Her son Walker is on the team. He's a freshman, he's a quarterback, and he's number 2. We talked to Coach Hightower a little bit earlier this week, and he said that the community is really rallied around this family, and he thinks it's been good for Walker to be around his family and around his teammates in this tough time. They took a delay of game penalty to honor her, and they'll be honoring her throughout this season. Jeff?
There's another way they are honoring her with her initials on the back of the helmets for STM, KH. But a horrible loss there for the Howard family. Jamie Howard, one of the top players to come out of St. Thomas More, had a career at LSU. And a bright future despite a tragic time here for Walker Howard. 24/7 Sports, I saw put out the article today. And I got to think of my years here. So that would be 2022, right?
That's right, yep.
His
class, yeah.
Yeah, his class would be 2022, which is very weird to say. When I was 7 years old, by 2022, I thought we'd be flying around in jets and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, this kid, they're talking about he might be the best quarterback we've seen in the state of Louisiana in quite a while.
Yeah,
I mean, I would say that Shea Patterson was good, but Shea Patterson wasn't a Louisiana native who starred at at Calvary and won a state championship with them. But as far as a Louisiana native, this could be probably the most hyped since maybe Ryan Perilou, I would say.
Yeah, and then tell you what, even though he was not the starter today, when I got here, from the moment I got out the car to walking up to the production truck, that's what I heard the talk was about, was how good he may be.
And they got a great quarterback right now. That's the thing. And Holstein's got another year. And there's a drop pass. That was right in the hands of Josh Morrow.
But obviously they're looking at breaking him in slowly. I mean, with the game 56-7, you think that, they may have given him an opportunity tonight, but they've kept him on the sideline. So,
but they are looking at ways to try to get him out on the field. But the fact that he's a freshman and suited up at St. Thomas More, you just don't see on the varsity level. You just don't see that very often. Jim Hightower talked about that's very rare for that to occur. STM calls a timeout. 3:16 left to go in this one. We'll take a look at our player of the game, and that is the incumbent starting quarterback for St. Thomas More, Caleb Holstein. A very good night of live with the 4 touchdown passes rolling out tonight. Holstein.
Wow. Just checking, and hey, if they're going to play this, hitch it up and throw it.
Holstein lobs one to the end zone. Great job. Fine. A lot of targets. Teurlings Catholic never really able to put any pressure on him as he hits Senegal there for the 4th of his 4 touchdowns. And there he is, Caleb Holstein. And he's got a bright future, too. I talked about the offers that he's already getting from La Tech, Southern Miss, Cincinnati. And I think the Power 5 schools are going to start coming in on this guy.
I know what that's all about.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, he played a heck of a ball game tonight. And I think, on that level of college football, he's gonna be a good quarterback, good quality quarterback.
Now, as we fast forward again to the state championship game, possibly between U High, as Walker Howard will get out there and see some action here. John Gordon McKernan's a good quarterback for U High. Holstein's at another level. And so quarterback play, you give the slight edge to St. Thomas More.
Yeah, but the skilled players of U High, they're just built differently. I mean, they're 6'3" and 6'4", and they're more physical just because of their size. But I think the chemistry with the St. Thomas More skilled players may actually be a little bit better.
Good article by Robin Fambro in the Advocate this week on Christian Harris, the outstanding two-way player for the Cubs. We saw him in action this season, but there's Walker Howard, the freshman, playing with the heavy heart with the loss of his mom just a few weeks ago at the age of 43.
Wow.
And a good run here off to the near side. And there's a flag on the play.
7-0 on the carry for the Cougars.
holding on St. Thomas More.
Flag on the play.
So tonight the Cougars will improve to 6-1 on the season. Let's take a look who they got left before they get into the Division II playoffs. This is a very tough district, 4-4A. And they'll be at Northside, then they'll host Karen Crow, and then they'll be at Rain. Karen Crow will be probably the best team out of that three there. But you look at those scores, 63, 70, 59. They lose 43, and last week 71. Here's Howard on the run. And he gets up to about the 28-yard line. Well, and this is the other thing. You know, Holstein is such a pocket passer. Walker Howard, even though that was just a 8-yard run or whatever it might have been, 9-yard run, he shows like he's got the wheels to go along with the arm.
Yeah, he does. And I was talking to some of the coaches on the sideline. That's one of the things that really excites him. He's not just like his paws drop back in the pocket. This guy he can motor a little bit too.
3rd and 11. Let's see the arm here. Well, a little bit too high. A lot of coverage in there. And I think STM, I don't know what. It looks like they'll probably just go for it here. Why not? See if they can't pick up the first down with 1:22. We'll see a really good athlete next week. Derek Stingley and the Dunham Tigers taking on Northeast. You know, there was 2 footballs on the field, so that's why there's a stoppage in play. Can't have that.
Well, Teurlings, I'm sure, has felt like there's been multiple footballs on the field.
And really, you need 2 footballs with the St. Thomas More offense.
Across America with Mega Jackpots, it's Mega Millions.
What's up, America? I'm John Crow. It's Friday, October 12th, and tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is an estimated annuitized $548 million. To win that jackpot, you must match these 5 white balls plus that gold mega ball. Now, let's see if I can make you a millionaire tonight. Our first winning number tonight is 70. That's followed by 24. Up next, we have 46. Your next number is 4, and your final white ball for this evening is 61. Now for the mega ball. That mega ball number is 7. Again, tonight's winning numbers are 70, 24, 46, 4, 61, and the gold mega ball is 7. Now, if no one matches all 6 numbers, Tuesday's jackpot could be $654 million. Good luck and play on, America.
They're not as good as they were a year ago.
Well, Jeff, doesn't look like their average is going to be hurt too bad tonight.
No, it might go down to 59. 59. Have to probably do the. Well, ask Tommy Cooper if he can give us the.
We're going to blame it on Potan for not catching that football down in the end zone. You know?
Could have got 60 again.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing the level of where high school football is right now, and to be able to do that if they're and they're going to face the competition that they'll be facing is not good enough to hold this offense down. So I think there's a opportunity for them to average 60 for the entire season, which would be just unbelievable, something amazing. Looks like that's going to be it, as Teurlings will not snap it again. And St. Thomas More, for a 3rd consecutive year, has defeated the crosstown rivals as Dane Chaponche's team falls below 500 on the year, now 3-4. While Jim Hightower's team now improves to 6-1. And for Jim Hightower, that is win number 309 here at St. Thomas More, and 413 overall. He's been a head coach since 1975. And after winning 11 games a season ago and losing to De La Salle in the semifinals of the playoffs, they are in position to get back to the state championship game and possibly face U High in a title contest. St. Thomas More victorious tonight over Teurlings Catholic, 56-7. We'll take a break, and we'll hear from Coach Jim Hightower when we come back. This is Game Time on YurView Louisiana.
Tonight's Game Time Player of the Game is brought to you by Peak Performance. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone. Stronger, faster, better. Choose Peak. Check out the stories behind the games. Visit yourview.com/Louisiana.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
I think that people want to be in West Feliciana because it's truly one of the unique parts of Louisiana. That if you live in West Feliciana, you can have it all. You can have a great lifestyle, a government that works for you and is open and transparent. You can have wonderful neighbors. You can have a great school. You can live in an environment that's free of fear from crime. We're less than 20 minutes from the Baton Rouge Airport, 30 minutes from the state capitol. What we have in West Feliciana is a place where you really can have it all.
When company comes to town,
Company's coming!
we go all out. All you gotta do is get down here and visit Baton Rouge.
Let's send it down to the field. Smacker Miles has Hall of Fame coach Jim Hightower.
Coach, Caleb Holston has been your quarterback since this game last year. How much has he improved in the last year?
He's improved a lot, and I think his experience really showed in a game like tonight, where he's able to check plays and get the ball to the right guys. So, his mental part of the game has really come on.
Defensively, you only returned one starter. They only give up a touchdown all night. How was their performance tonight?
Their performance was excellent. I was really proud of the defense. The best, most complete game we've played on defense. I think we had four and outs, and that's big when you can do that and throw up that brick wall. So really proud of the defense. They took a big step.
You've coached a couple state title teams. How does this year's team compare to those?
We've still got a long ways to go before we can get to that point, but the offense is definitely explosive. We've got a lot of weapons, and if the defense continues to mature, it'll make us a tough team to beat.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks again to both of these coaches, Jim Hightower and Dane Chaponche, for giving us the information to give you this broadcast. And I think that was an important point he made there, Jason. We know they got the offense, but by the way, they're now averaging 59.5 points.
I see you got the calculator out, man.
But they're averaging 59.5 a game. But defensively, this team took a step forward tonight. And so if they can get the defense playing as dominant as this offense, there's no stopping them.
Yeah, if you can do that. But I think Jim Hightower kind of stated it all right there. When you talk about this offense, he doesn't get excited about much, but he sort of chuckles, and he knows he has the weapons and the capability to do great things this season.
Let's take a look at our play of the game. Caleb Holstein threw 4 touchdown passes tonight. One of them went to Dion Senegal on this fly pattern as he beats the Teurlings defense into the end zone. Our play of the game brought to you by Podna's Barbecue.
Yeah, one of the newer offensive weapons that they picked up this season, and he's going to be a big help to make this offense even more explosive.
Great night for St. Thomas More as they improve to 6-1 on the season, and they take control of this district in 4-4A. That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. Want to thank everyone involved. The executive producer of Game Time, Eric Coleman, our producer on site, Cameron Galloway, Walter Volpatti, our director, Tommy Cooper, our statistician up here in the booth with us. Next week, we will be back in Baton Rouge. It'll be the Dunham Tigers versus the Northeast Vikings. Join us for that one at 7 o'clock. For Smacker Miles, Jason DeQueer, I'm Jeff Palermo. Thanks for watching. Have a great night, everyone. This has been Game Time on YurView.
Game Time on YurView was brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance, ready to serve you with auto, homeowners, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people. West Feliciana Parish. The best place for you to live and work in South Louisiana is West Feliciana Parish. Check out wfparish.org. ITI Technical College, your key to a better life. And by Peak Performance. At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone stronger, faster, better.